Aiden Ross is currently talking to the former president of the United States of America. What a fucking insane planet we live on right now.
Let's put it this way. Our country's in big trouble.
Yeah. I spoke to your son, Don Jr., when I met you in Doral.
Right.
I spoke to Don Jr. a little bit. He said, man, I feel for the young generation. You guys are, look at this. Like, look what's going on here. Like, it's like you need this next 4 years. If not, I don't know how well the country's going to do after these 4 years.
Donald Trump is officially on the CP website, boys.
Look, we're going to have 20 million people in by the time this election takes place. 20 million people. That's bigger than New York State. Many of those people are people that you should not have, and we're all for everything.
What the fuck is going on at this? Oh my God. Okay, this is right off the jump. Right off the jump. This is, I'm going to be honest with you, this is weirder than I thought it was going to be. Why are there so many people sitting behind him? Why is he live streaming fucking Mar-a-Lago?
But the fact is, when you're dumping all of these criminals and all of these...
Also, with even all the bots, kick is at 400K for Aiden for a Trump rally? That's crazy.
Really hurting our country badly, and we have to take very strong measures.
We definitely do. We definitely do. Moving to the next. Oh.
I got prior.
I didn't know they were allowed to applaud.
Yeah, they're allowed to applaud. You guys can keep applauding.
All right, that's
What a world.
sense, right? You know, it is about common
What a world
sense.
we live in.
Because whether you're conservative, liberal, it's all about common sense.
It is.
You want to have good education.
It's weird, bro.
You want to have borders,
the world is weird.
Low interest rates, be able to buy a house. You want to, so many different things.
What the fuck does Aiden Ross know about low interest rates, bro? He's a fucking multi-millionaire selling gambling to kids. Like,
just a little thing. When I started campaigning almost like 8 years ago, I talked about Merry Christmas. We should have Merry Christmas again. Let's bring back Merry Christmas. You weren't allowed to say Merry Christmas. I got it back.
That's awesome to the granny. With the oxygen
Even
tank
if
is right
you're
behind him.
Jewish, they like to say Merry Christmas. Every one of my Jewish friends say, we love Merry Christmas.
I'm Jewish. I love Merry Christmas.
Good. And Kamala doesn't, though.
She doesn't like it?
She doesn't want you to use Merry Christmas.
Wow.
She thinks it's insulting to use Merry Christmas. So we'll have to work on her.
I wanted to ask you a question. Speaking of, you said something about common sense, someone who has no common sense, Joe Biden. Do you think he was pushed out, or do you think he made the decision to step down?
No, he was not only pushed out, it was a coup.
I think in many ways this interview is perfect for Donald Trump and his base because you have to have this level of stupidity.
If I was brilliant,
like in many ways, we might think like, oh, how crazy, but like honestly, this is perfect for his base. Like low key, this is like
one of the greatest.
Him saying like there's a war on Christmas and shit. Like I genuinely think that like whoever is still voting for Donald Trump at this point, unironically thinks that is a real thing. And also like if you want to pick up new people, like new young voters, like they have to be this stupid. You know what I mean? Like they have to be like genuine, legitimate Aiden Ross watchers that they would be like, this is my kind of narrative. Like this is,
smarter than her, and I think he's a really not smart person, but I think he's smarter than she is. But she was convenient. She was there. They have better people. I mean, they have much better. In fact, all of the people that she's looking at are considered much better than her. These were people that were thinking about running. They would have run, except that they didn't want to go through this roadblock with her, and because you're the vice president.
Yeah, we're going to talk
they
about
wanted to go pick them. And
why hide his viewers. I'm full screened.
I want to know your thoughts on that. It's crazy to me to think that there could be twerking at a rally.
Well, what Hillary did is she would go out and get Bruce Springsteen. He'd get much smaller crowds, and he had a guitar, right? I don't have a guitar, but he would fill up a place. And then he'd finish, and they'd all leave.
I need to know the exact details of how this came to be, though. Like, I need to know. That is a new story in and of itself, in my opinion.
Nobody's going to want to watch her, and nobody does want to watch. Now, at least there's a little bit of curiosity, but there's no value really in going and watching her. So what she did is she's gotten a couple of.
Oh, I'm gonna blast off right now, by the way.
Fill up the place.
I forgot.
But what she does is a little bit different. She has them go last. That's smart. I give. So, in other words, they want her to finish her speech, get the hell off the stage, and then they can listen to the rap.
The performance starts.
No, it's pretty.
It's kind of smart.
Hillary didn't. No, I give her credit.
Yeah, give it to her a little bit.
Hillary never figured that out. She'd get some star, and the star would fill up the place, and then the star would leave, they would leave, everybody would leave, and she's talking to an empty stadium. Anyway, this is a little better idea.
I want to move on to the fun stuff now. I think you've we've definitely talked on some ideas and policies, excuse me, about all the fun stuff, because you are a fun guy. You know, I've heard a lot from a lot of people how cool you are, especially Dana. Shout out to Dana. I know you're watching.
Dana.
Yeah, he's the
There's
greatest.
nobody like him, you know? I always say everybody can be replaced except Dana. Because this guy travels the world looking for fighters, okay? Get me fighters. He doesn't care where they from countries nobody ever heard of. And that's where he finds the best fighters. Now, he cannot be replaced. He's truly great at what he does.
He's the coolest. I know you're a UFC fan, right?
I am.
Who are like your favorite fighters?
Well, I think Khabib, I mean, how good is Khabib? Do you know who Khabib is?
Of course I know who Khabib is.
Khabib was 29, 28 and 0. And then his father died, and he stopped.
Why is this right here normal, bro? It's because he didn't get shot. It was fake. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
No, because it grazed him.
And I thought he was a great. I got to meet him at a fight 2 fights ago, because I walk in with Dana. Sometimes I do this walk in, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's where I first met you.
Yeah, that's right. Come to that.
Yeah.
If I didn't get any applause, you wouldn't want me on this show. You'd say, forget it. No, we get big applause. We walk in together.
It's crazy. You shut it down.
No, I met Khabib though, and he was very. He came to me and he said, "You're the man that can stop the war," because he's talking about the war with Ukraine, Russia.
Of course.
Because he knows they're his people. I mean, on both sides, right? There's so many people dying in that war, and the whole culture is being destroyed. You know, the cities are coming down. They're just pouring bombs in. And he really, it was amazing. We weren't talking about fighting. We were talking about a different kind of fighting, a much worse kind of fighting. And he was very concerned about that whole thing, that war. He said, you can get it stopped, and I can get it stopped. I will have that stopped before I assume off. I will, if I win the election, the first thing I'm going to do is get Putin and get Zelensky, I know them both very well, and get them to make a deal, because it's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy.
Does anyone do we have a blast off meme, chat? Do we have a blast off meme?
It's like your rallies, the crowd, huh?
Can you
know,
show
I like
Aiden's
this
chat
crowd.
too?
I think it's
I don't want to fucking show unfiltered cancer, dude. Are you kidding me? I don't want to get cancer directly from my fucking computer screen and give 30,000 of you cancer as well.
It's people that just like, they don't want to see crime.
Right.
They don't want to be mugged, because they're selfish in that respect. They prefer not being.
Also, I'm not doing
But
anything
they
to
don't
the
want
audio.
other people to be mugged, beaten up, shot.
His audio is
in
ass because Trump is not
Chicago,
speaking into the
On
mic.
July 4th weekend, they had 117 people shot. Think of this. You live there. 117 people were shot. 17 died. This is in one weekend, July 4th weekend.
Wow.
I mean, nobody wants that. If you're living in Chicago, you have a good chance of, something bad happening when you're going to go buy a loaf of bread.
Here's the blast
Something
off
really bad
meme.
could happen. So we don't want to, and they don't want that. The people behind me, who I just met.
Let the people
briefly,
know that we're live and we're alive.
They're great.
Fucking,
But they're like
I'm.
other people. People don't
What is
want
going
crime.
on with this
They don't wanna
freaking
go to
Windows?
wars. They want to be able to make money. They want to be able to have a good life. They want a great education.
annoying.
All the things that you want.
He
Just
needs to
the
tell Trump to
basic
speak into
things.
the microphone.
And we don't have that now.
It's really sad, honestly. And I
Well,
know.
think of this: Israel. You're Jewish. Are you a fan of Israel?
Yeah.
Would have never
Boo.
happened. October 7th would have never happened if I was president. And everybody admits it. Iran was broke. They had no money. I wouldn't let anybody
Bro,
buy
he
oil
didn't
from
know
Iran.
shit about
As soon
Israel,
as
dog.
Biden
Get the
comes in,
fuck
he
out
didn't
of
have
here.
He didn't have a clue. He let everything happen. But Iran was totally broke. They had no money. And I wouldn't let them nobody. China, I said, you buy oil from Iran and you can't do business in the United States. They said, we'll pass. I mean, that's fine. But I did that with everybody. And we would have had a deal, 100% we would have had a deal, and there would have been no attack. There was
I'm
no
not gonna
money
lie.
left. Iran had no money.
Kamala Harris has to go on Kai Cenat's stream now. Like, that's just, it has to happen. Or at least mine, if not Kai Cenat's. You know what I mean? Democrats, figure it out.
Cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. So what happens is
Just
we
saying.
worked very hard.
What are we
on
doing
that,
here?
and then
What are
he
we
comes
doing?
in
You don't want
and
to.
he
You don't want to
allows
lose out to
everybody
this.
go. China now is buying millions, billions, and billions of dollars worth of oil, and Iran now is a very rich country. And October 7th would have never happened, and it wouldn't happen because
Everyone is
didn't
texting me
have
the
money
same
to
shit.
pay Hamas and Hezbollah and all of these. They call them instruments of terror. A lot of different names. And so October 7th would have never happened. The recent attack on the park would have never happened. That was so graphic and so, normally you don't see that. Normally the media cuts it off, but they didn't have time to cut it off because it was during the day, very public. and you'd see.
I'm not sure this really matters because Aiden's audience is not old enough to vote. Aiden's audience is not old enough to vote, and a lot of people are also bots in the chat. Bots can't vote.
And we'll get it stopped fast,
unless they're the Democratic Party. Am I right? Because we got illegal voters. But having said that,
well,
two goats cry more chat.
Your vote really does matter, and you guys really have a big decision coming up in November.
Aiden Ross trying to be serious is so funny.
Wow, that's come in.
Wow.
You know, it's funny.
I'm voting for Kamala W.
Because I've been on for years with people that really do like me, and they're even fair to me and everything else. But they wouldn't do what you just. They wouldn't say.
I like the idea of someone in Aiden Ross's chat who's like a 15-year-old being like drill baby drill.
I think it's great that you can say something like that. I think it's ethical, it's fair, it's smart. And if you felt that way about somebody else, that's okay too. But you know, you have journalists today, like that one that intercepted me, literally.
Oh my God, Kamala HQ posting about fucking Aiden Ross and Donald Trump.
Saying, we got to start, do
you think it's all bots? I would say a little. No, I don't think it's all bots at all.
It's like the worst. And frankly, if I
I think there's a lot of real people watching this. Come on, bro, it's Donald Trump with Aiden Ross. Like, I'm sure.
I actually, once you sort of walk out, then you put the guard up, and you actually give less information than what you would have. They did it with sugar, right? But she doesn't know about sugar. That one, that was sort of terrible. Became
400K viewers. I'm surprised they didn't bot more. You know damn well the view count is glitched. Such a disingenuous rat. Keep malding. Cry. Bro, why aren't you watching over there?
They considered it. I can't brag. But
why are Aiden Ross fans busy in here being like, cry more, loser? Like, this is content for me. I don't think you understand. I love this shit. This is awesome. This is a gift for me.
I've said for a long time, ABC is one. You have George.
Y'all are so fucking stupid. Go watch it over there. They probably have it open on like multiple laptops anyway.
He interviews Biden. I said, there's no way that Biden can handle this guy if the guy is like normal, like he normally is.
I'm 18 and watching Aiden voting Trump.
He asked him and then when Biden couldn't answer, which he can't answer most of the questions because he has no clue where he is, Slopadopoulos is giving him the answers. He's giving the question. And isn't it true that you really don't want to see war? Isn't that true? Yeah. No, the whole thing is crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, Aiden Ross has no idea who George Stephanopoulos is, let alone George Slopadopoulos. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you saw what Elon had posted. Elon basically showed if you were to Google Donald Trump about a week ago, all you see is Kamala. That's all you see is Kamala. It's crazy. Google was really, really trying to push her.
So Google is really crooked. It's horrible when they had the word assassination up because, there was a big moment a few weeks ago where I got whacked. I got whacked. And whether it's me or anybody else, it was a terrible thing. Terrible thing. For our country, it was terrible for everything. And when you put up the word assassination, it went to Lincoln, it went to many other people, many of whom I didn't even know there was an attempt.
Bro got assassinated so long ago, I forgot about it, dude.
Trump. Think of it. And
it's
when
been
you put
so
up
long.
The word
it's only been like 3 weeks, but it feels like
Kamala,
a lifetime ago.
And people were really angry at it. Look,
like I completely forgot that happened.
I don't know if it's the people running it inside or the smaller people, so to speak.
That was quite literally like 11 news cycles ago.
It's got to come
which is
from
crazy.
The top. And it's so illegitimate. They have to do something about it. And I mean, the market speaks. Everybody should maybe just go off Google, not use it. There are so many other things. Watch your show instead. But there are so many things. Now, Mark Zuckerberg called me. And he apologized.
I told you they're dick riding. I told you the Silicon Valley freaks are all dick riding him now.
They actually had the Secret Service agents were very brave.
I told you. I told you, bro. I told you. They all are fucking up his ass. They love him now.
You know, when you hear bullets, you tend to drop to the floor if you're intelligent.
Of course.
If you're not intelligent, like I don't think Joe would have dropped to the floor. I think it's.
No, I think he would have just been like, what's going on?
My Trump hat, bro. Hold up.
Where are those bullets?
Is that a bird?
Oh, there they are. There they are. No, I don't think he would have dropped to the floor.
Right.
But anyway, it's when you hear this and when you see what's going on, and he called up, and there's a very iconic picture that was. But there's a number of them actually. But there's one in particular that was.
Do you believe him when he said Zuck called to apologize? Yes, I believe him.
And the secret agent.
100%. Mark Zuckerberg went on TV to fucking talk about how sick he thought Trump was after the assassination.
Let me tell you, these people were brave. Because those bullets were coming at me, and I heard them. They were whizzing over my head. I had the one here, and I went down, and they were whizzing over, and I had 7 people, maybe, a lot of people, a lot of very big people on top of me within seconds.
Right.
And a lot of people that I know would not have done that.
Bro,
Aiden, I'm telling you,
grandmother is
when
this?
bullets are coming
Who are
right
these
over you,
people?
and you got people
Someone needs to
willing
explain to me what the fuck's going on behind them, because
They
that's
expected
crazy.
to die. They actually expected to die, and I understood that.
Yeah.
The other thing that happened that was amazing is within 5 seconds, the sniper, the Secret Service sniper, from a much further distance, 1 bullet, and didn't know about it. Now it was a communication problem, a big one, and had it taken place, 10 seconds earlier, would have been good. But there was a communications problem. But he supposedly, I don't think he knew. I mean, I've gone through it too.
The front
I don't
right are
think the
Aiden's
sniper
parents? These
knew
are Aiden's
anything about
parents?
it. He may have heard there could be a problem, but he didn't know anything about it. Think of it.
What about the grandma
Thing
back
like
here?
that happens. He went by the gun and the fire of the
Aiden reading off the script is so blatantly, is so funny, man. I mean, yeah.
And he was
what
able to see that
bro,
from probably more than 300.
I'm actually kind of proud of Aiden that he like figured out how to read, and he's not doing like the asymptomatic ultra natalist shit that he used to do. Like this motherfucker a year ago was calling. This motherfucker a year ago was saying like fascist, like he didn't know what a fucking fascist was, and now he's able to read. So that's good.
Pretty amazing job when you think sort of
pupilistic
surreal
duples.
experience, right?
Yeah.
And you could say that for that. And they go years and they don't have to do that. They don't have to shoot people. And then all of a sudden they're confronted and they see somebody firing. And a lot of people wouldn't react.
It's called growth.
They'd say,
As you know, socialist leadership genuinely improves literacy rates. That's what happened under the socialist regime of Brandon. The General Secretary Brandon improved literacy rates in the state of Florida.
brave. And that sniper was very talented.
He brought
to hit the
education.
target.
He brought
Hit a
education to the
target
rural,
like that
rural
from so far away.
farmlands of Florida.
Mr. President, I do want to say, first of all, you took a bullet for everyone in this room, everyone watching, everyone.
Bro, he didn't take a bullet.
The reaction that
The guy behind him died, bro.
the president is going to do that. They're going to either remain, where they are. You are a brave man. You stood up and went like this, and that was a pretty badass picture, by the way.
The guy behind him died.
I will say, though, that the audience
He legit
was very
said in
brave
yesterday's
also.
stream he isn't reading a
fans,
script.
The people, and it's much more than MAGA.
Sure.
Although I think MAGA is almost everybody, because it's what we talk
Almost
about.
everybody's
But
MAGA.
all of those people with tens of thousands of people, as far as the eye could see, and then the people in the back. And those are the people you see because the cameras are focused on that. We have the bleacher in the back with, I don't know, 100 to 150 people or something. But those people never moved. And if you go to crowd, we had
I want him to smell Trump's seed after Trump gets up so bad.
said, whenever a bullet is fired, they know a bullet and they know a sound. And we had a lot of bullets fired. So when you think of it, plus the Secret Service,
I want him
whenever a bullet's fired,
to
everybody empties out immediately.
smell
They
Trump's seed so
immediately
fucking
leave
bad.
and empty out the whole stadium, and they call it a stampede, like in cattle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get killed with stampedes. They get literally
Stomped
walked
over,
They
yeah.
get many people die in soccer stadiums. But when a bullet goes off, everyone leaves, almost every time.
Yeah.
Nobody left. And you had the man behind me. He's looking like this. He's looking. There was no fear. It was amazing. They knew that I was in trouble. They saw that. They saw the blood because the blood, I guess you get hit in the ear. It's I can tell you, a lot of blood when you get
Your takes are horrid. Oh, fuck, I missed it.
things, unfortunately. But they saw there was a big problem. Normally, when they hear that, they're all, they disperse. Nobody left. I mean, you take a look at that. Now, that was a microcosm of what was out in front of me because the speech was being made
Yeah.
to thousands of people.
Right.
And nobody there was leaving either. It was really amazing. They knew there was a problem. And when I got up, they were confused because Secret Service was lifting me.
Remember when Donald Trump said at the RNC that he'll only tell the story once because it's too emotional to tell?
So they had stretchers.
And then proceeded to tell the story every single day since then, and sometimes twice a day, depending on how many media opportunities he has. That was really funny when he, like, why lie about that, bro?
Sense that our country was okay. And so I did that.
I love that.
And the audience,
that's such a that is one of my favorite type of lies, where it's just like such a blatantly obvious one. You didn't even need to lie about it like that, but it's awesome anyway.
But I learned a lot about the love in this country. Think of it: a bullet goes off, everyone leaves, and his bullet's going off. They just
again a true hero.
They were heroes. The way they didn't move, the way you have to watch that group behind.
Yeah, bro, that's weird. That's weird. That's not a normal thing. They're just, hogs are so unresponsive to gunfire. Like, they have no self-preservation skills. That's why they're voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's not good. That's not like a normal thing. They do not have like basic animal functions of self-preservation,
it's
survival
a fascinating,
instinct.
Thing to see. And when you hear crowd control people say, we can't even imagine that happening, that shows they love me, maybe, but for the country.
I love this. I'm so glad. I'm so glad this is happening. 100%.
So I got you a gift. Well, a couple gifts.
Oh, good.
I hope you like watches, Rolexes.
Oh, that's a beautiful watch.
Yeah.
Should I open it?
You should open it.
That's illegal. That's illegal. You can't do that, dumbass.
The golf guys and all the other
That's
guys.
illegal. Flag on the play. That literally is not legal. You cannot give gifts to a fucking president who's running for president that is over. No.
Should I show that to the audience?
Yeah, they can see it.
You can't take that. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I didn't know this. Now I know it.
There ain't no way.
Now I know it's worth it.
Bro, you can't do that.
The boys said, well, that's such a big show. I don't know what you're doing, but
I appreciate it.
I go into other shows, nobody makes a big deal about it.
I do want to say also,
Thank you very much.
shout out to the Nelk boys. I know you love Nelk.
Oh, they're great.
They're the greatest.
Well, that was through Dana. Dana's very much into this world. Dana's a young guy, sort of,
Yeah.
He's a young guy, sort of. But Dana is into this world like he could be an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
He knows more about you and the Nelk brothers and the Nelk boys, and he asked me to do their show. And I will tell you, I got a tremendous response. You do some of these big shows, you do like 60 minutes, and nobody cares. You do Nelk or you, and I can already see so many people call. I hear you doing the show with Aiden.
Oh, wow.
I said, I've had a lot of calls. So it's like a new wave.
Yeah.
It's a new thing. Who would think it? And sometimes television is not the big deal. I sort of feel that television will always be television.
Yeah.
But numbers aren't like they used to be.
No, I would say, live streaming and YouTube is kind of like the new age television for, younger people. Yeah. So I did have some clips I wanted to react to.
Okay.
So this is the fun stuff I wanted to get into.
No.
Let's get into the reactions right here. This is so cool. I'm actually reacting with you.
Ain't no fucking
I put you on
way.
Truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Truth is my voice.
Yeah.
And it's doing great.
Yeah.
Everybody should go on Truth.
Yeah.
But I will say that I put you on that we're doing the show together, and the response was very cool.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so shout out to Nelk, but they kind of gave me this idea. I have two segments I want to do with you.
Okay.
The first one is use one word that comes to mind to describe that person. Okay? It's a fun game.
Fun.
Let's start. All right, who is the first picture? And we got the Nelk boys. One word.
Great.
I love that. Okay,
Really
great.
good.
Okay.
So you're
Ain't
friends
no
with
way
them?
they're doing
yeah.
reacts.
Are they competitors?
Ain't no fucking
Not
way.
even, honestly. Every time that.
Okay, by the way, for those of you who are wondering why that's illegal, that's a FEC campaign contribution violation. An individual cannot give a person actively running for office more than the max cap. An individual donation in the United States of America, if you are directly donating to a campaign or directly donating to a person running, is I believe at this point $3,300, and you can't do more than that.
One word
that is
would be outstanding.
It is.
My sons
It would be
told
illegal.
me about you, and they told me about how big Dad, Barron.
Yeah.
I am not going to be in this.
Daddy.
He's not
Really
going to be
bad.
reacting to me.
But
Shut
what
the fuck
about
up,
us?
chat.
So
That would
he's
be
also a friend of
insane.
mine, right?
Yeah.
But big stuff, Aiden. So I just have to say, outstanding to do what you've done at a young age. And I know how old you are. You're young. You're seriously young. My suit is older than you are.
How old's your suit?
I don't know. Who the hell?
Thank you, Mr. President. All right, let's see who we got next. We got you.
Bro, this is so this is literally childish.
Hey,
This
Jeff.
is actively bro made a glazing PowerPoint. They're
Interesting.
doing
He really is. He's an amazing guy. He's a very interesting guy.
Who we got next? Mr. White.
Oh, well, he's a fighter. I'll tell you, that guy, he fights. You wouldn't want to have him against you. A little bit true with all of these people that you're showing. There's a good one. Elon, a genius, truly a genius. You know, I see the rockets come down with the engines, and they're coming down, and the engines are landing without any, they have no wings, no nothing. That was a couple of years ago. I said,
Right.
what is that? And I said, what was that all about? He says, well, we want to be able to save the engines, not that they go into the ocean and all. But he really is. He's a genius. He's also a very good person, Elon.
Kanye.
So he's very complicated. Let's say complicated. Because he's a really nice guy, but he can get himself into trouble, and he can get some other people. But you know, he's got a good heart.
talking about himself.
Yes,
He got
does. But he's
Trump in
complicated.
trouble with the Nick
Kanye.
Fuentes shit. Uh-oh.
Fake, but in all fairness, look, but she knows it. She's got a thing going.
What?
It's a good thing.
Uh-oh.
She's
I
a
didn't
good
realize
thing
there
for
was
her.
we were
But
reacting
there's
to
a certain
enemies as
something
well.
She's got a spark. That's pretty amazing, actually. She's got a good spark. So I'll change it.
Ain't
I'll
no
say
way, ain't no
spark.
way, ain't no way,
She
ain't no
does
way.
have. She gets on. You know, when she was running against a gentleman from Queens. And I asked his people, I said, are you careful? This guy was going to be Speaker of the House. It was going to be him, not Nancy Pelosi. And Joe, he is a good politician, a real pro, been around for a long time, many years in Congress. And I watched her on television one time. I saw a clip of her speaking, or ranting, raving, going crazy. And I said, who's she running against? She's running against Joe. I said, oh, does he know what's going on? Oh, he's got no problem, sir. He's got no problem. I said, is he doing any debates? No, he doesn't have to bother with the debates. He's been there for years. I said, tell him I said that he should be careful. Because I saw her. And I said, she's Evita. I called her Evita. Maybe that's the best. Evita Peron, right? I said, she's Evita. She's in the streets screaming, shouting, going crazy, hugging people, hugging. Everybody's being hugged. I said, he better be careful. And she took him out. So, you know, I give her credit. But she's got a lot of sizzle. Well, there's a
Goat.
powerful man.
Oh, he said it. Bro, Trump loves.
Better than anybody
he
in this
fucking loves Xi Jinping.
I got to know him extremely well. We had a great relationship
He said
until
powerful,
COVID.
bro.
COVID was a step too far.
Yo.
But we did very well with
Yeah, I'm putting the
China.
hat back on. I'm putting the hat back
President
on.
Xi.
I'm putting the hat back on with
did,
no hint of irony.
Very, very well with China. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars.
MAGA
president took in
communism.
10 cents.
Do a prediction poll on you
I
being part of the
exposed
React.
China.
No,
Look,
I'm not
I
going to
want
be a
China
part of the
to be
React. No way. No
They
shot.
can't take advantage of us.
Please, no.
For years and years, we'd lose $500 billion a year in trade, all of it. But then COVID came in, and it really, I changed, but I will have a very good relationship with him. There's no going to war with him.
I'm not going to be. I'm not. He doesn't
wanna
know.
go to
Trump
war.
doesn't know who
We're
the
not
fuck
gonna
I
go to
am.
war. And we had a
Anyway,
very good
so it doesn't
relationship,
matter.
actually. He was right in this room. He came to this country, and he stayed here for a number of days.
Come on, bro. Yeah, I'm not famous
And we
enough.
had
Thank
incredible
God.
Meetings, a very famous meeting in the dining room, actually.
Aiden is obsessed
But
with you. He's going
loves
to put
his
you on there.
country, and
Nah,
he's
nah,
very
nah, nah.
strong and very powerful and very interesting. But he really does love his country. I can tell you that. Yeah, Gavin Newscum. You spelled it. No, you spelled his last name.
He literally ruined California. Beautiful state. California is beautiful. He ruined it.
And when you watch him, he's always saying, "Oh, we're doing so great."
Right,
We're not doing great. I mean, I have holdings in California, and I own a golf course right on the ocean, right on the Pacific Ocean in Palos Verdes. So beautiful. It's a club. It's
What is going
big,
on, man?
You know, many acres, hundreds.
What the hell is
acres, and
going on, man?
It's fantastic, but California is so precious. One of the most beautiful places in the world in terms of weather,
For sure.
in terms of everything. And they're just destroying it with crime. The crime is out
Like,
of control. It's
If
a
you were to
dangerous
tell me
place.
that this would happen, if
And
you were to
he-
tell me that this
you
were
know, I think
to
he's-
happen, like
it's
3 years
it's a
ago,
shame
even
because
2
I
years
like
ago,
him.
I'd be like, you're
I got
out of your
along with him
fucking
great.
mind. Like,
helped
I
him
would
a
be
lot
like, you're
with his
hallucinating
fires. He kept
things.
saying, why don't you do something about the forest?
Okay.
There's no reason.
I'd be like,
to have
you're
that. There's no
completely,
management.
you're
There's no
hallucinating.
management
Like, oh yeah,
control
this
over the
guy,
forest.
Aiden
I
Ross,
said, you have to do
that
things.
you hung out with,
But I got along
that
with
you
him
like
great.
tried to fucking save from the right wing pipeline, will inevitably become like a dick rider of Andrew Tate, a massive celebrity all of a sudden for the worst people
He's turned
online.
very liberal, actually.
And then inevitably
he's
move
the
on to
son
a
of
fucking
Fidel
crypto
Castro.
gambling casino
And
website
could be. I mean,
where he will
anything's
be
possible in this
interviewing
world,
Donald
you know?
Trump
You're gonna
side by
learn
side. I'd
as
be
you
like,
get
you're
older.
insane.
You've seen a lot already for your age. Per age, I would say. Per year spent, you've seen as much as anybody. But Justin Trudeau is, I got along with him very well, actually. But
You're so
seems to
mad.
be going
Why would I
very
be mad?
progressive,
This is
and People
awesome.
of Canada are not liking it. I mean, if they had
I
a
don't think
good
you guys
conservative
understand.
person,
This is content for me.
maybe they
Like,
do,
why
maybe
the
they
fuck would
don't.
I be mad? If anything, I should be thanking Aiden Ross
Somebody
for
that's
securing
a
this.
strong conservative would win in Canada. Canada is very unhappy about
Like,
the way they've been treated.
Y'all are
People-
so dumb.
But I got along with him well. Now this man,
Okay,
I
he's
really
looking
got
like a
along with
zoomer
well.
here.
We
Kim
had,
Jong, he doesn't look like
Little
this no
Rocket
more.
Man. We had the red button. He said, "I have a red button on my desk," and I said, "No, I have a red button too, and mine's bigger than yours, and mine worked." And it was a really bad month and a half. You know, he was very tough on President Obama, very tough on everybody. It's the hermit nation, and it really is. I mean, it's
It's the
I said to
hermit
him,
nation.
Do you know Elton John? No. I said, did you ever hear
What?
the song Rocket Man? And I actually played him the song Rocket Man. He said, no.
He
I've never
played
I said,
him?
You're Rocket Man. Said,
He
"No, you
played
told me
him
you're the
Elton
Rocket Man, not
John?
Rocket Man." But
Oh God,
I
that's
tell you
so
what,
that's
So we had
amazing.
a very nasty.
This is
People were
you.
actually worried about it because it could.
This is you, Rocket Man.
President Obama told me that this was the single biggest threat to the United States was Kim Jong-un of North Korea. And one day I got a call from people that wanted to see me about him, and he wanted to meet. He did not want to meet with Obama, did not want to meet with anybody. Got tremendous nuclear capability. He does. And we've checked that closely, and he does. I got to know him very well, and I got along with him great. He's very smart. He's very strong. He's the absolute leader. You know, a lot of people say, oh, maybe he's not the leader. He's the absolute. When he's around, his people are standing up at attention. I've never seen. We were at a luncheon. They had 20 people on his side and 20 people on mine, looking at each other.
Right.
In Singapore, we had a meeting in Singapore. It was the biggest press conference I've ever had. There were thousands of paparazzi. I've never seen anything like it.
Even
I
Trump
think
has enough
people
correct
said
political
they'd never
instinct
seen
to run on. There won't be a war with
I was
China.
walking
I
in,
mean,
he was walking
he
in,
always
met him.
does that. He
Yeah,
always
racist,
like
went crazy.
acts like he is a
But we got
peaceful
along very
dove,
well. He's
and that the
very,
Democrats
very
are
smart.
pro-war. And the Democrats keep
and,
leaning into being like war,
he's a real power.
being the
He's a real
pro-war,
power. I think
pro-patriotic
he's upset
party.
that I'm not there.
It's a
Nothing
failure.
would have happened with him. We would have gotten along with him fine. I was trying to get him to do.
He lies,
You know,
of
his-
course. He's lying when he
his
says he's fucking
country is-
anti-war. But
Think about location. I'm a real estate guy. He's right
Democrats don't
between-
even run on
look at
that
this,
anymore. It's very
Russia,
annoying.
China, one side, and South Korea on the other. I said, you have a great piece of real estate. You could make so much. You could have gorgeous things. I said to him, think about gorgeous condos going up on your shore. He's got a lot of ocean. He's got ocean frontage on both sides, right? But I got along with him great. And we would have had no problem with him. Now he's getting very angry with us, and he's getting very angry with, I understand he doesn't like her. He doesn't know her, but he forms opinions, and he doesn't like her. And he thought that Biden was a stupid man, a very stupid man. He would say that, but I say
Aiden will drag this out as long as he can. Yeah, I would too. Are you kidding me? He's
really
farming.
Hurt our country. These people have hurt our country.
I'm happy that he's dragging it out. I want every moment of this. I'm sad I missed some of it.
There was going to be no.
I'm sad I missed some moments, but I'm not. But you will miss 3 minutes right now if you don't subscribe at the top of the hour. That's right. Because at the top of the hour, there's a 3 minute ad break. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $6 or for free with a
I guess an enemy. I think
Twitch Prime. I will rewatch the parts that we missed. Don't worry.
I always say if you have a smart president, you don't have a problem with the outside.
You don't want to miss a
but
beat.
You still will have a problem with the inside because these people are sick.
Twitch Primes are free, folks.
And the people,
connect your
people from the inside,
Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You can also get gifted a sub. Here's the 3 minute ad break now.
When I look at guys like Adam Shifty Schiff, he's such a bad guy, such a liar with the Russia hoax. It was a total hoax. It went on for 2.5 years. And total exoneration, nothing to do with Russia. The opposite. I was the worst thing that ever happened to Russia because I stopped the pipeline, the Russian pipeline.
Thank you umpteenth time for the 10 gifted subs. And Stephanie Lee for the 10 gifted subs.
2 years of this stuff.
And Mr. Unfortunate for the 5 gifted.
Danger because you put your country in danger with another country. They made up a hoax. It was made up by Hillary and Adam Shifty Schiff and some of these people about Russia. And they did it actually as an excuse for her to lose the election.
Wow.
So they said, why did you lose? She was expected to win. She didn't win at all. I won all those states that people thought she was going to win. She didn't campaign hard enough. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. All I know is we'd have stadiums with 50, 70,000 people. She'd go and she'd have 150 people. And I used to say, why am I going to lose Michigan if I have 75,000 people and she has 100? Why am I going to lose that? I turned out to be right. We won states that hadn't been won by Republicans for decades, and it was an amazing thing. But getting along with these people is really
come on, keep it going, keep it moving. Come on, bro.
Smart,
I'm falling asleep. L Trump. Come on, keep it active, keep it dynamic. Move on to the next slide, Aiden.
Right now, I'm hearing there's going to be an attack tonight by Iran of Israel. They're going to be attacked tonight. I'm telling you.
This is another gift that he's giving to Trump. I don't know how he's able to do this, by the way. That's an FEC violation as well.
Right. But I hear that Israel's going to be attacked tonight. If I were president, nobody would even be talking about that word because it wouldn't happen 100%.
Israel wouldn't exist.
But when you have Pelosi,
if I was president,
you have Schiff, and you have all these people, I mean, when you have people like Schumer, you have all these people. These people are a danger to our country. And they get a guy like Biden in. He's just a vessel. He has no idea where the hell he is. He's their perfect vessel because he'll do anything that they want him to do.
Right.
So we really have dangerous people. They go after their political opponent, like me. I mean, me being especially. I mean, they've used law enforcement to go after me. They've come at me with everything. We just won the big case in Florida. You saw that? Mm-hmm. That was the big case. That was the biggest of the cases. And we won that conclusively. We had a brilliant.
This went from Aiden farming Trump to Trump farming Aiden. What a yapper. Are you kidding me? Trump is the GOAT at yapping. He's grade A yapper status.
Totally corrupt. Where, like in New York, where the whole legal system is actually bringing down the state and bringing down the city because of corruption so bad. But we have to solve the problem from within. The problem on the outside, if you have somebody smart, is you can handle it easily, actually. But the problem from within, we have people that truly hate our country. We have to solve that problem.
I wanna get this right with what I'm about to say because you had said something about crooked people, and I want to say, I want to get this right. That's why I'm pulling out my phone. The same DA, Fannie Willis.
Right, Fannie Willis.
She treated you very unfairly.
She goes by the name of Fani, even though it's F-A-N-I. She wants to pronounce Fani. She's little French.
He's like, I don't want to fuck this name up because I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Wade.
Would you say she's very unfair?
Chat. The reason why Trump is doing this is because he has clip farming demons in his orbit. Okay, this will get a lot of play on TikTok. This will get a lot of motion. People will make fun of him, but it will be a shit ton of natural marketing for his campaign. Okay,
I love the people
that's
of Georgia.
it.
I've done great with the people.
Do I
of
think
Georgia.
that this
Alabama,
is a smart play?
South
No, I
Carolina,
think that this
North
was, it
Carolina.
reeks of desperation.
Georgia is so good, and she's destroying.
I mean, I'm
it,
happy
and the
he's
governor
doing
should
it.
do something about
Don't
it,
get me
because,
wrong, and
look, these
I'm
are
happy that it
innocent people.
happened.
These are patriots. They complain
But
about an
overall,
unfair
like
election,
from a
and they wanna put
political
them in jail for the
campaigning
rest of their
point of
life.
view,
Right.
Hillary Clinton still complains. Stacey Abrams
I
from
think
Georgia
it's
complains, constantly complains.
probably
that she
not
won the election.
the
She said she won
smartest
it
thing for
twice,
him to do.
and she constantly complains about it. Nothing happens to
Right.
her. We have 2 tiers of justice in our country, and they used that on me, and my numbers went up. And I think I'm the first one that can say that. The numbers don't go up when that happens,
No.
but they have with me because
Yeah.
I have.
I
a
think you're
platform, a
overreacting.
platform
This
like
will die
being
down
with you
max in a
folks.
week.
I
Yeah.
can talk about how unfair.
No, no,
it is.
I'm just
It's terrible.
saying
You
he's
complain
doing
about
it.
An election, they want to put you in jail.
He's doing it because this will
It's
get him a
not
lot of
even
natural,
thinkable. But they've weaponized
natural marketing.
government.
30K
This is
while
by
leeching a 500 scream
the
is
people that
bad,
surround him,
Lamau.
the people that
Brother,
surround
I
him
would,
and the
I would have
beautiful Navy
40K
desk,
if this
Resolute
wasn't
desk,
happening.
it's
Now I'm gonna have
incredible. In the Oval
50K.
Office.
So thank you to Aiden for the
people that
10K
surround
boost.
The Resolute desk, what they are,
You know,
is a real danger to our country. I will tell you.
that's awesome.
I'm not even sure Biden has any idea what's going on.
Right.
He's perfect
take
for them
it.
because they are running the country.
I don't know
And
why
Biden doesn't have a clue. He just
people
wants to
claim
go home
I'm a
and go
view
to
count
sleep.
frog, but
He
like,
should have
and I
never-
am,
he
but
should have
y'all are
never
way
been
worse.
president.
Holy shit.
I was just gonna switch this. So I know Fannie Willis has treated you very unfair. I have a friend who's currently being treated unfair by her. He's a rapper named Young Thug.
Yeah.
And I was just.
I heard that, actually.
Yeah, I just was wondering if there's a way that we can make sure he gets treated fair. That's all.
So I've heard about him, and I heard he's being treated very unfairly by
unfair.
her.
Yeah.
And I would tell her she's got to treat these patriots that are being all terrible. They're going after him. And I hear Young Thug is being treated. I heard the name.
Yeah.
I heard it from other people.
Oh
where
my
they say
God! If he
being
says he's
treated
gonna
very
free Young
unfairly.
Thug,
Very
So
he
he's got to be treated fairly.
he's
Please.
gonna. If he says he frees Young Thug,
Thank you, Father.
Georgia is a lock. Okay.
So let's see who we got next on the couple. We got a couple more people left.
Okay.
Got some hopefully some good ones. Well,
So he was very
Salesman.
good with me because when
Car
they were doing the
salesman.
Russia hoax, they said I did something with him on a phone call. And basically, I congratulated him on his winning the presidency
right.
and said some other things which turned out to be perfect, better than perfect. If he sees any corruption, please report it to the Attorney General of the United States, which we have an agreement with the country. We have actually a signed contract with them, a very important one, that because Ukraine has always been known as very corrupt. I don't know if you know that. It has been a very corrupt
I do-
country. think
I
the
do
people
like,
are great, but it's
like
been very
one
corrupt.
word
And I
association.
said,
It's
if you
so
find any
simple.
corruption in the country,
It's
you
so
should report it
branded. It's so
immediately to the
perfect.
Attorney General. I
It's
did say
like
that.
it's like
And it
perfect
was
for
a
the
very good
audience
thing
that
to
he's
say.
trying to
Turned out I was
capture.
100%
One
right
word
in saying that.
associations on a fucking
So they
PowerPoint
made up
of
a
like
phone call.
famous political figures.
Fortunately, the phone was
That's
essentially
hilarious.
taped. The call was essentially taped. I didn't know this, but a lot of times when you're talking foreign leaders, they have tapes or they have stenographers. And we had 2 professional, really great military stenographers. So every word. So when they said I did these things, I said, no, I didn't. And then I said, was that taped or did they have the stenographers? The answer was yes. And they got all the way down the line to impeach me. They wanted to impeach me over this phone call, a single phone call. And I knew that I had them because I had the tape or the stenographers, everything, perfect. Every word was said. And then they did the impeachment.
Trump is
And
pausing
just
Abi
before
pretty
that, 'cause I
hard.
remember Nancy
He's
Pelosi
worse
was
than me,
crazy.
bro.
We
On
can't
pause, little
impeach
bro.
him. Look at what the phone call was. She saw the phone call.
Yeah.
And then they decided, well, let's do it anyway.
Yeah.
Can you believe how bad these people are?
horrible.
Let's do it anyway, because they had the phone call.
Yeah.
That's where Tim Scott, a great guy from senator from South Carolina, he said, wait a minute, I've just read the phone call. That phone call he was the first one to speak
It's
up.
a Twitter.
Tim Scott of South Carolina. Then Republican senators spoke up, and they were great. I mean, there was great. Of course, the only one was Mitt Romney. Real stiff, and he couldn't get elected dog catcher right now. But and he actually voted. He actually only took a half a vote away, but everybody else voted for me, 100% unanimous with the Republicans, and it was fine. But what they did was they made up a call. And then when they found out that I had it essentially on tape, they looked really bad, and they had a decision to make. Do they pull it? And she said no. we shouldn't be doing this, but let's go ahead with it anyway. I did nothing.
Oh my God! I just
So you
saw.
have to be
I just saw a
careful. So
tweet.
let me just say about
XQC
him.
playing tech
when they
support.
called him and they asked him,
That's amazing.
did President Trump say anything that was inappropriate or wrong? He said, absolutely not. It was a very nice phone call. There was nothing unusual about it at all. And he could have grandstanded. He could have said, well, you know. And he didn't say that. So I respect him. I think that I will be able to make a deal with him and Vladimir Putin very quickly.
That's great.
Even though it would have been a lot easier before this war started, and you wouldn't have 500,000 people, or maybe much more than that. I think you're going to find that.
Where'd
the
your
number of people
emotes
dead
go?
is
What are you
far
talking
greater than
about?
What they're saying. That's a really.
I don't fucking know
nasty-
Megaphonics.
it's a
Why are you
nasty thing
chirping at
going
me
on
right
over
now in
there.
the middle of all this?
But I think I will be able to get him and Putin together, and we'll get it ended. It would have never started if I were president. We had
Time
no
and place,
chance of
bro.
starting.
What the fuck?
You know, I knew Putin very well, know him very well, and it was the apple of his eye. Ukraine was the apple of his eye. He did love it. He did want it, but he knew he couldn't do it. He wouldn't. He would not. He knew he could not do it. He would have never done it if I was president. And now when you look at all of the death and all of the destruction, even of their culture, because those cities are wiped to the ground. You know, most of the cities
Horrible.
outside of Kiev, most of those cities are wiped down to the ground. And it's so sad. And when those buildings come down, there are plenty of people in there. You know, people think those buildings don't have people. They have a lot of people in those buildings that don't want to leave. And those
All
buildings
right, next
come
slide,
down,
bro.
they're
Come
big
on.
buildings,
Pick
big,
up the
heavy
pace. Pick
buildings,
up the
and they
pace.
come
It's
down.
boring.
And the people are crushed. Instantly, they're crushed.
Horrible.
Missiles hit them. So I'll get it. But it could have been so. I mean, if the election weren't rigged, let me tell you something. If the election weren't rigged, we wouldn't have had Ukraine and Russia. We wouldn't have had the attack on Israel. And Israel would right now not be fighting. There would be no problem. And we wouldn't have had that horrible embarrassment of Afghanistan where we gave them $85 billion worth of equipment and we lost 13 soldiers, many injured, many bad. You know, nobody talks
crazy.
about the ones that don't have arms and legs.
I'm
and
not
their
gonna lie.
faces
This
wiped
is.
out.
It's still.
But
I
none
want to
of that would
hear
have happened,
more.
and inflation wouldn't.
I
want
wanna
to
hear more from
inflation
Aiden.
Was all started by their stupid energy policy.
I think he kind of brings the content in this
I do.
situation
I worry
because
about
like Trump is just doing regular
5
Trump shit,
months,
which is boring.
even
We've heard it a
after
million times over.
there for 2 months
But I want to
after.
hear more from Aiden about being
I
like
worry that bad
yeah,
things
the
can happen
President Zell
in 5
Disney.
months
Yeah, he's
people
on God.
are
He's
doing
not a
it and they're
W
running
guy.
off
You know, he's a L
and
guy.
sleep
That kind of shit. Like I want to hear.
Gotcha.
I want to hear
touch
his
base
like.
real quick on the inflation
I want to
thing.
hear
So,
what
you know,
registers with
I saw
him.
you when you went to go speak in Nashville. So, you talked about crypto. You said that crypto can help with that. You know, you mentioned that's somewhat like gold. Do you think that, you know, when you get back in office, you would still fully support crypto and, you know,
By the way,
I just saw
right on
that
the money, I
the
told
US
you
government,
this.
Ever since you spoke about it, they're selling crypto. They're selling it. So would
they're
would
gonna they're gonna come
what would you do
after
if you were in
him.
office with crypto?
It's something they shouldn't be doing because they should be trying to build it. So if we don't do it, China's doing it, other places are doing it, and they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's a very modern.
They're trying to
currency.
boost
It's a
crypto.
very-
I wonder why. Perhaps the crypto gambling online casino that operates the website Stake, the crypto gambling casino that operates the website Kick, has some interest in
Not like
maintaining
if we don't
crypto
do it,
as a
China's
valid
gonna do it,
thing.
or other people are
Yeah.
going to do it.
And
Yeah.
at the very
And
least, like
we can't be
boosting
left
confidence
behind.
in
And crypto is right in
cryptocurrency.
that sphere.
Perhaps that could be a reason.
And it is a form of currency. And if, again, China's already doing it. But if we don't do it, they're going to do it. AI is something that's really at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And there are pros and cons to everything. But China is trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And we've got to beat them to the punch.
I would love to see you and Elon, you know, get together and talk about AI together. I think it's really, really important because, you know, Elon with what he's doing, and then obviously you guys could really come together and maybe try to find some solutions for AI because it is getting out of hand. You see a bunch of fake stuff. It's really getting crazy.
It's, you know, one thing about AI that's interesting is, and who would believe this, to really be at the top of it and to dominate, because China's very much into the artificial intelligence,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Even the name is sort of a weird name because artificial intelligence sounds like, it's not really a very good name when you think about it. It's
No, it's
artificial.
not. Yeah.
It says like fake intelligence, right? But regardless, so you need massive amounts of electricity to be able to compete. Did you know that? Electricity.
Yeah.
And if you don't build twice the amount of electricity that the country currently has, now think of that number. You need more electricity than the country has for everything, times 2. Now think. So nobody's going to be able to get that done but me. I'm the only one because you're going to have to build power plants at every plant. You're going to have a power plant for every plant. It's all electricity based. It's amazing. You need massive amounts of electricity. In the meantime, they built 8 chargers.
The Clash
in
of
the
Worlds
Middle
is
West
insane. Yeah,
for
getting
cars, because we shouldn't have,
Phytix
obviously,
News to do a
all electric. You don't
react
have
to
this
the
electric
Aiden Ross
car
Trump
mandate,
stream.
and they don't go far. They cost a lot. They're gonna be
All
made
of
in
our
China.
worlds are colliding right now.
Under Biden,
This
he wants
was
everybody to
built
drive
in a
electric.
lab
no
for
more
me,
gas-propelled
okay?
Cars, no more hybrids, no more
This
anything.
entire
Think of it.
thing
How
was
crazy.
built in a
And you
laboratory
can
for
drive a
me
car
and
from
my
here to
community
Los
alone.
Angeles
I love
on
this shit.
A tank of gas. Same thing with trucks. They want trucks to go electric. They'd have to make 6 stops to get to Los Angeles. With diesel,
Oh
they don't
God.
have to make any stops, and they have left over. And the truck gets lighter.
No one
as you
gives a
go.
shit about
You know,
our
one of the
community, little
problems
bro.
with
Wait, what do you
that
mean?
is the weight.
That's
The
not.
weight
That
of the
doesn't
batteries
change
is
the
so
reality
heavy,
that
it's
this
2.5
is
times
perfectly
heavier than a truck without,
content designed for
with
me,
diesel.
regardless.
And you would have to rebuild all of your bridges all throughout the country.
This
And
is
I
a
asked
canon
the trucking
event,
industry
yes.
supports me because of this. I mean, they probably like me, but they support me because of this, because they're not going to have an industry. I said, when you explain that you're going to have to rebuild all of your bridges in the country, when you explain that to the government officials that come and harass you, don't they say, oh, I see, well, then it doesn't work. Just that one thing, it doesn't work. When you explain to them that you have to stop 6 times for 4 hours a stop.
That dude was an Admin Ross
and you talk
fan.
about a
Yeah,
supply chain
probably.
problem, right? But I said, when you explain that to people, just tell me, do they say, oh, then we can't really do it? Because, you know, it makes sense. We
I
can't
want to
do it.
hear more
It's
from
all right.
Aiden. I want to.
You could have a child
Like
go into
this
a
would be
meeting,
so much more fun
and
if
within
Aiden was
one-
like pop quizzed afterwards. You know what I mean? To like see what he retained.
Maybe sometime, but I think it's essentially never going to work. In my opinion, it'll never work because you're always going to have a weight problem. You're always going to have. It's never going to be the same kind of a thing where you can drive for 2 days without stopping. It's just not going to happen that way. And I said, what do they say when you go in and explain this? They don't care. They say, we don't care. We want you to go electric. And one gentleman, the biggest guy in the business, he said to me, all my life I've been buying trucks. For 50 years I've been buying trucks. And every year they got better, bigger, stronger.
That's literally
more
false.
beautiful. Every year. for
American
50
trucks are ass. It's just simply a byproduct of cafe, like overcoming cafe standards. That's why they have like Japanese
50
trucks
years,
are
more than
better
that.
build
The truck
quality.
50 years ago would have been
literally better
than
fucking
what they're
towing
making us use
capacity.
right now.
American trucks,
And I say, when you
no
explain that,
disrespect,
do they
they're
do
fucking
anything?
ass
They sit
cheeks,
there, they
okay,
look,
in
and they say, "We
comparison
don't
to
care.
trucks from
That's our
Japan.
mandate. You have to go all electric.
It's bullshit.
These people are going to destroy our country.
And
we
it's
can't
the
let them do it.
size of
Horrible,
which
horrible.
that makes
Mr.
them
President,
so
I know you're
horrible.
very busy. It's already 2:15. How much time would you say we have? Because I do want to give you this last gift.
Well, let's go do the last gift.
Let's go do it. Let's go do it.
So far, I like the gift you gave me.
Yeah, well, you're gonna like this other one too. Hold on 1 second here. Whoops, I actually closed that out. Let me go full screen real quick. You go full screen on the OBS, and then you should have the live view.
Are there tariffs on Japanese? Yeah, there's a. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is incredible. So the second gift is the Tesla truck that's wrapped. The Tesla truck that's wrapped with Donald Trump throwing up the fist. Oh, he's got the Diet Coke! He's got the Diet Coke! My goat, my goat.
Since day one.
Do you think the FEC will actually clamp down on these violations? Probably not. I mean, I don't know. They got a lot going on right now.
Can I do that? Yeah.
I saw that there was also another investigation into Trump that like the Trump administration actually shut down, and the Biden administration did not reopen about possible bribes from Egypt or something. I saw that as well. That's a DOJ one though. That's not even an FEC violation. That's like, but I don't know.
I'll bet she does. She's probably tougher than I am. Have a good time, everybody. See you tonight.
By the way, we have so much going on in the world. Like, we're going to talk about the race riots the Nazis are having in England today. We're going to talk about Bangladesh.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at all. X, come on outside with the truck. Come on. Yeah.
Fucking
By the way, do you like my buddy
XQC, dude.
Felix's shirt?
I love that.
Felix, by the way, Mr. Trump.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Yeah, you got the grills on.
I like that. Hey, I know. That's what I noticed.
What is going on?
Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to see you. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, well, you can already see the gift.
Yeah, I can. Wow.
You can't miss it.
That's an Elon.
It is an Elon.
Wow.
Shout out to Mr. Musk.
That's beautiful.
I feel like I'm going crazy.
Beautiful.
Am I going to close the door really quick? Just I want to show them the wrap. Sure. Check out this wrap and let me know your honest thoughts.
I think it's incredible. I think it's incredible.
Go to the front.
So you know what they did? AI. What Google did is they took, or they let it happen. See the Secret Service agents here?
Yeah.
They're angry and they put smiles on their face.
Right.
You heard about that?
Yeah, no.
That's just
What?
terrible.
Yeah, I know. But that's how easy it is to manipulate everything.
It's a little bit scary.
Yeah, it is. It's very scary. We need like a system where we can quickly fact check things and see if it's
Haters
real and
winning
authentic.
is just tragic.
And right now,
What?
they don't have that.
Haters
No,
are
they
not
don't.
winning. What is wrong with you guys?
So I know we're not going to drive anywhere, but
think this
I
is
was wondering
awesome.
if you wanted to like listen to like a song in here.
Let's go.
All right, cool. This is how you open it up.
You almost have
It
to
is
have
incredible.
respect for this level of dick
Yeah.
riding.
I'll
Bro, are you
get on the
kidding me?
other
This is
side.
Aiden Ross's entire career. Aiden Ross built his career dick riding every fucking rapper he could. Then he did that to Andrew Tate, and now he's doing that to Trump.
Okay, Aiden,
He has hopped on from one dick to the next. That is how he's been able to literally fucking keep his career alive. So for me, like this isn't any different than what he's done. But honestly, it's perfect. It's awesome. Whoa, what is happening with this fucking stream though? When I saw the title of his live stream, I thought I was losing my mind. What the fuck is this collab? Yeah, a professional Olympic level dick rider, which, you know, respect to him.
It says timeout started.
Okay.
Let me just try this one more time.
Is it hooked up to the Wi-Fi?
I think a lot of you guys forget that Donald Trump literally went on Alex Jones's show when he was running for president in 2016, which is significantly worse than like collaborating with Aiden Ross. But the difference is, of course, Donald Trump is no longer in 2016. He has been the president.
Oh, we're good. All right. Now this is cool.
That's very good.
I've never even seen you in a car before.
Wow. Not too many. that's look at the playlist, huh?
This is your playlist.
It's a good, yeah.
Your team picked out.
Yeah.
You want to pick a song? Let's test out
Okay,
this
so
sound
let's
system.
let's try it. And you know, some of the artists I like better than others, but I like the other song better. So I always stop.
Who's like your top 3 artists?
Well, we love Frank Sinatra, right?
Of course.
And you know, there's a couple that I really like, but I don't like the people, so I don't want to really mention their name. But look at this list as
What?
an example. So it's such a great list. Aren't the Beatles always good?
Come on, they're the best.
Rolling Stones are always good.
Choose one. Let's
Look at that.
You,
So
you
let's
go
do-
choose what you like to choose. You
let's-
swipe like this.
Oh yeah. That's fantastic, huh? How about, and we like the Beach Boys. We always like the Beach Boys.
We do like the Beach
Who
Boys.
doesn't like the
Aiden
Beach
has
Boys?
no idea what any of these people are. I'm sorry. There's no way he knows what that is.
Thinking that it's going to come back under proper management. How about California Dreaming?
Let's do
Yes?
it.
Good.
Here we go. Let's test this thing out. All right. All right, Elon. Let's see how good this system is.
Bro, this is what they play.
Good looking system.
It is, right?
They play this all of a sudden.
All right. Now Spotify is glitching.
Oh God! Oh my God! Oh, that's so bad! Oh, my eyes!
Paris. They have no idea what it means.
I know if we can listen to this, because like I don't want to get fucking copy struck. I don't want to get DMCA'd on this part of the VOD. But like honestly, this is like a fever dream. I could not have imagined this being a dream of mine. Like if I saw this in a dream, I'd be like, that's too far-fetched, bro. No way. Please let Aiden drive the Cybertruck with Trump in it. Please. That would be, oh my God. Oh my God.
I want to say one thing.
That would be so
This is
good.
by far the best live stream I've ever done. I want to say thank you.
Well,
And I do want to say I do want to do a little victory dance with you.
No.
I want to step out the car, blast the music, and dance because I just had the best stream ever. You were right. You called it right before. What did you? You called me in the room and you said, "Watch, we're gonna have the most hits ever." Watch.
I think you will. And do you know what the hits are yet? Do you know? Have
No.
you been able to tell?
I want to.
When will you know?
We crashed multiple times.
I think you'll crash, yeah.
I think
Whatever
we're gonna
it is.
see. I'm gonna get all the analytics, the real live view count, everything.
Well, you'll let me know, but I think you'll have the biggest show. You know, Nelk had by far their biggest show.
I know. And that was. I hated it when you.
I'm sorry. This is going to get a lot of coverage from the media overall. But like in real time analytics, this didn't touch the fucking Kevin Hart Kai Cenat stream. Okay, let's be real. Like it's just not.
But I said YouTube or whoever it was took them there.
Right.
And I said that would happen.
Like no
said,
shot.
So let me ask you, if that happens, are you going to fold? They said nope, and they never.
You don't
did.
have juice like
But
that,
they
little
went
bro.
to them, but they had 7
And neither does Trump, really.
Wow. That's
Or
crazy.
any
I
eBay
just
stream,
seen
but
somebody
still.
said with all the pages, you know, all the pages, all the people live rewatching.
Still,
us,
regardless,
we hit over a million.
regardless,
We hit over a
regardless.
million live, which is amazing.
Phenomenal. Thank you
Yeah,
so
I
much.
hope you're going to break your record by a lot, and I think you will, for whatever reason. I mean, I won't get into that, but for whatever reason, people seem to like watching. I will say it's an honor to be with you, too.
Thank you.
You're a young guy that's got an amazing... Maybe someday you'll run for president.
I don't know about that. I'll leave it to Barron maybe one day.
Barron.
But I would love to help Barron. You
What
know,
is
when
it at
comes-
currently?
you know, we can do back in office, man.
563,000.
Let's hit this dance. I also
How about this song by Elvis?
Elvis. You know, Don't's a great song.
Oh, great, right?
Your chat's moving faster than his with 10x. With his having 10x, that doesn't mean anything. They might have like chat slowed down or some shit.
Standing to her?
Sure. Sure.
I'm kidding. She's not really in here.
I don't mind. I'll speak
You'll
to
still let it go?
anybody you have to.
Let it fly.
She's got to save the country, but it's not going to happen. They're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to come close. That's great. Great to be with you.
It's great. It's great. I just want to
What's a good one?
the YMCA, man. That's
I feel like Donald Trump likes Aiden more than he likes his own son now. I mean, there's not a lot of, he doesn't really like his own sons except for Barron. He likes Barron. And I feel like
what?
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, they're gonna do the double dick suck. That's a TikTok, easy.
Oh.
The double dick suck's coming. Oh God! Oh my God! Oh, that's so bad! Oh, my eyes!
Paris, they have no idea what it means. And all it's going to do is be good for China the other way. It's no good. We're going to save TikTok. They want to destroy TikTok. So all of the people on TikTok.
We're gonna save
vote for Trump.
TikTok.
Vote
They
for
want to
Trump.
destroy TikTok.
Amazing stream. W's in the chat.
Thank you, man.
Any last word? Live stream. End the stream.
I just want to make sure you break your record. If you don't break
How
your
does it
record,
feel when someone's living your dreams? I mean, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. I get to live the dream as well,
We can end that.
vicariously. Is it over? Is the stream over? Is this how it ends? I'm in tears. I'm in tears. Like this is, it's over. It's done. That's the end of the stream. Wow. I want to know how this got put together. I suspect Dana White had something to do with it. Obviously, they brought him up. I want to know if fucking Barron is like an Aiden Ross stan potentially. If Barron was like a fan, if Barron was Aiden Ross, then I'd lose my fucking mind. That would be amazing. Yes, he said it. He did. Trump said he is. Oh my God. Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. Trump said Barron watches Aiden. Ain't no fucking way, dude. You know, State Guys paid a shit ton to get Trump to come just to get Aiden to talk about crypto. I cannot, like, how is this a real world that we live in? How is this? That means Barron knows who you are? No. No. I'm sure that's not the case. He's probably not following that closely. He said to Aiden, my son Barron has said great things about you. There is so much to unpack. Hasan, do you really think this will move the needle at all? No, of course not. What the fuck? No, dude, no one like interview that Donald Trump conducts is going to move the needle in a positive direction for him. Donald Trump is already maxed out on his name recognition. If anything, like there's a lot of new voters, there's a lot of young voters. I suspect that he'll probably get a lot of like real organic advertising out of this through social media, but he's also going to get a shitload of negative. He's probably going to get a shitload of negative ads launched against him as well. He got shot and it didn't move the needle. Yeah, exactly. I think that overall, I don't think this moves the needle that significantly. I suspect that like liberals will probably shit on like I said this before, they'll shit on Aiden a lot. Like liberal media will shit on Aiden a lot just to like shit on Donald Trump. They'll be like, this is who he's associating with. You know what I mean? It's like Republicans do this as well. I don't know. I don't know if this like moves the needle in a positive direction ultimately for Donald Trump. I don't know what could technically move the needle in a positive direction. It feels like he's just farming every avenue he potentially could farm. He's just like looking for any outlet. What are your honest thoughts on the stream? Cinema. Kino. Cinema. Okay. That's my immediate reaction is this. I feel like in a laboratory, if they just like got together and conducted a perfect stream for me to react to, I would say this is it. You got two dudes that I know personally, both of which do not like me anymore at all, getting together and like dick riding the former president, the former Republican president, one of the most polarizing figures, a person that I think is very telegenic, a person that you're a clown. You're a clown, you're a clown, you're a clown. This is amazing. I love people saying I'm a clown when the fucking former president, like the American politics is a clown show. Me being a clown in this circumstance would mean that I'm, with it. Okay. I'm with it. This is the one word to describe. 208 views. You found it. So after Zelensky, it was Benjamin Netanyahu, Vladimir Putin, Gary Gensler, JD Vance, Vivek Ramaswamy, Robert F. Kennedy, Kamala Harris, and then Joe Biden. Damn, I wish they fucking blew past those. That would have been sick. I wanted to see it. Bro, you're a sellout. All the weirdos are in here today. What is this? Jason Palladino says the only logical response from the Harris campaign is for her to go on a Hasan stream and receive illegal gifts. Yes, I will give Kamala Harris illegal gifts if she comes on the stream. Don't worry. All the weirdos popped out today. Yeah, I mean, this is I don't even know what I'm selling out to. But overall, we are at this is the clown show. Okay, we are in the clown car. Okay, having the former president who's actively campaigning to be president again going on Aiden Ross's stream is clown show. Straight up. I personally think it's clown show shit. Do I think that this will activate a base of young voters? I don't think so. Do I think that this will activate a base of young voters like to go out and vote for Donald Trump? I don't think so either. But a lot of people will think that for sure, because a lot of people who are extremely online, people on Twitch, people on Kick, people in this space, people on Twitter, we have a tendency to greatly exaggerate the impact that this kind of stuff has because we have horse blinders on, right? So in our minds, like we look at a situation like this and we don't have the proper tools of analyzing it. This will probably get him a lot of like humanizing moments. There were a lot of moments in here where Trump looked like a real human. And that's not like a bad thing necessarily. This will make him look decent for a lot of people on TikTok. People will be like, "Oh, he's like your older uncle," right? Like because there wasn't so much like immigrants, like 12 million Guatemalans are raping your daughter or whatever that he normally talks about. He didn't say all that shit. It was mostly just like him listening to music, stuff like that, right? So I will say that my initial reaction to it is that I don't think that this will end up like showing any sort of significant boost in the polls regardless. Even if it did, it wouldn't show it in the polls. Even if there was genuine momentum from like a youth base of support, especially after like all the TikTok marketing that comes in, I still don't think it would show up in the polls regardless, because like those are people you will never be able to poll. Oh, he did talk about immigrants. I missed it. I only saw like the last hour, I guess. I don't know how long it went. Why should you focus on Trump when other shit matters? Just what the trend fits. Hey guys, let's forget about what's really going on and focus on Trump. You're doing exactly what mainstream media did when Trump was president. Let me explain something to you. I covered an active genocide going on for the past 10 months, and I haven't stopped covering that. So suck my dick. Having said that, let's get back to the main point of contention here, because a lot of people are probably going to assume, especially in these circles, that like, oh, this is going to get like a lot of momentum for Donald Trump. I don't think so. He uploaded the first 30 minutes. Like, what the heck? Okay, we'll look at the first 30 minutes. I think there was a lot of audio issues or whatever. Anyway, having said that, as far as like genuine momentum for Donald Trump, I don't think so. I think that this is a really good media opportunity for Trump? No, I think that this is like a little bit desperate. Then again, it's significantly better it's significantly better for him to do this than to go on like what's Buck Sexton's radio show that gets like 600 views on YouTube, right? And he's doing all that too. So he is all around. He is doing a full scale assault in every avenue he can get on. For many people, they have no idea who the fuck Buck Sexton is. Even people who follow politics closely don't know who the fuck Buck Sexton is. That is a real political commentator, former CIA agent, who is a right-wing guy. He has a radio show that nobody fucking gives a shit about that Donald Trump went on. People saying you're coping and acting weird as if they didn't open Twitch to join your stream to be weird. Yeah, I know. Also, what do you mean? This is like my Christmas. Overall, I think that Trump's, are you like Canadian or something? Makes you the most incomprehensible Quebecois sentence known to man, Trump's. Folks, we are going to make it legal to kill him. That's funny. Like, this gives him juice, but not as much juice as you think it does. That's it. Anyway, we also have, as far as like the Aiden Ross stuff, I will watch the rest of this, but as I called it already, who is Aiden Ross? Justin Horowitz explains, the popular streamer interviewing Trump who has connections to neo-Nazis. I told you that this would happen. I told you that this would happen from the start. I told you that Aiden Ross doesn't understand that like people are going to come after him in an effort to attack Donald Trump. And remember, Aiden reacted to that clip where I was like, listen, I'm very excited about this prospect of Aiden interviewing Donald Trump because I think it's tremendous content. It's great for me. I love it. I listen to Donald Trump all the time, right? This is a much more unique, dynamic, more interesting environment for him to be in on a fucking kick stream. Having said that, however, I know how the fucking media works, which is why I was saying from the jump that like when he actually does this thing, that mainstream media will come after him. They will use his connections to all these fucking weird people and the shit that he's done to attack Donald Trump. That's just how the media works. That's what I was talking about. And that will probably be played into the weirdo narrative. Like, Trump is weird. Why did he go on the stream of a person who like smelled the seat of Andrew Tate? You know what I mean? This is a funny meme from bomb lefts in the community. But it doesn't matter what mainstream media says is Trump. What do you mean it doesn't matter? People who watch kick streams are not going out to vote. Okay? People who watch MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, and ABC, CBS, NBC, those are the people who fucking go out and vote. Overall, that's what they will see from this. Like, the people that actually do go out and vote are the people who are going to watch the secondary coverage of this. Haaretz, Trump, former President Donald Trump told internet online personality Aiden Ross that there's going to be an attack tonight by Iran on Israel. I'm hearing there's going to be an attack tonight by Iran on Israel. It's on Haaretz. Oh my God, it's amazing. Okay. Anyway, let's watch. Let's watch the beginning parts of the interview that I missed, and then we'll go into some other news that are going on around the world.
Today is going to be the most important stream I've ever done, first of all. Wow. And I want to say thank you for doing this, seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get some good ratings today.
We're going to get some good ratings.
Market saturation with right-wing grifters, though? No, that's bullshit, dude. They don't have any Riz, though.
Everyone thought this was going to be fake today, but we proved them wrong. So.
No, you're right in the living room of Mar-a-Lago, which I don't allow this to be ever done. So you're the first, just about.
Thank you.
And we'll have a little fun today.
Let's do
my
it.
son Baron says hello. He's a great young guy, but he's a big fan of yours.
What's up, Baron? Yeah, Baron's awesome. He's a great kid. Amazing.
That's crazy.
Tall, very tall.
He's tall, good student.
Yeah, he's very smart. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he is.
I do want to first off, say this. Everyone in the chat, everyone in this room, everyone loves you, and I just want to say you're a true hero for this country, and I really appreciate you. And I'm really thrilled we could do this today.
I'm so happy now that I'm doing it. give me a. That's great.
Do you know?
Oh, he apparently walked out to Miniman before he got on. Let's watch that part. That's crazy. It's so funny. There's like a RainBet sponsorship like in the corner as Donald Trump is like walking out. Oh, it's so good. Oh my Lord. Legally, Aiden has to offer the same amount of time to Kamala. I'm sure it won't be pursued, but it's a funny fact. Yeah, that's not happening. Actually, I don't know how it works for like the internet. I mean, technically for television, you're right, but I don't know if that's... No, the chatter is not wrong. I don't think it's like applicable in this situation, and it's certainly not applicable for kick streaming regardless. Fair time was cut out in the late 90s. I think they still apply it though on national television.
You know what live streaming is on these platforms?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
More or less. It's the new wave.
It's the new wave. It's the new wave. I'm gonna explain it to you, all right? So I'm gonna show you this chat right now. Let me show you this. So this is the live chat. Right. So you already broke the website in 5 minutes.
Oh really?
Yeah, you broke it. The chat wasn't working, but we ended up fixing it. It's just very slow.
That's great. It's a good way to promote the website.
So everyone in the chat say hello. You guys can put hi in the chat, and W's mean it's good. W means win.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. So they're putting W's and stuff. Yep. W Trump. All right. So yeah, everyone is just super thrilled.
Oh, you're gonna have big ratings today. I can see it.
Yeah, I want to break 1 million. I think we could do it.
Oh good. Oh, you'd do much more.
You think so?
W's, bro.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Elon actually
W Street, bro.
He commented on the X post that I went live already.
Well, Elon is a great guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's really a fantastic person. Little imagination he's got, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Rockets and tunnels and
Yeah.
everything. He's a fantastic guy.
He's great. So let's get started today. Let's have some fun.
Let's go.
We'll touch base on some topics, and then we'll do some fun stuff.
Sounds good.
Cool? Let's have a
go.
good time. All right, well, the first thing is, the reason why, I really wanted to make this stream happen is because there's a lot of people that are first-time voters watching today. And I want to make it very clear to everybody that you're a human being, you're a great human being. And I want you to basically talk in this camera.
I need you guys to understand, okay?
I have work to do. I'm done. I fixed you. Where you going? I'm ready, bro. I'm really gonna do this shit. Y'all don't understand, bro. I'm really. And I just want to say, bro.
Yes! Oh my God. According to Zach Boozy, the Aiden Ross Real Donald stream was only the 3rd highest peak kick stream of 2024. Overall, it was the 12th highest peak live view stream of the year so far. That is if we believe the kick numbers. Sure, let's believe it. 583K. That's where it's at. Bit of an L, but it's all good. It would have been higher if you didn't leech. You have said way worse things, dumbass. Wait, what? Like what? Aiden Ross is like actively told his fans to fucking kill or slit the throats of their siblings for watching my stream. That's like not even in the top 10 worst shit that he has said. This is another one. Okay, this is a phenomenal one. This is one of my favorite clips of Aiden Ross in general. This is, he's come a fucking very long way from this. From learning what a fascist means to interviewing a proto-fascist, like, is pretty fire.
What does a fascist mean?
It means you are a far right authorization ultra analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. So I don't know what that means, bro. I swear to God. I don't know what the fuck a fascism is. I don't know what the fuck that is. But
it's in the New York Times. Aiden Ross just presented Trump with a red, white, and blue Tesla Cybertruck that's been decorated in his honor. Make America Great Again is written on the hood, and the image of the former president raising his fist in defiance after the assassination attempt against him is emblazoned on the side. Trump climbed into the electric vehicle's passenger seat, and the two men listened to California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas. Trump's interview with the streamer Aiden Ross is now stretched over 70 minutes and shows no sign of flagging. Ross, wearing a MAGA hat, encouraged the more than 500,000 people watching the stream to vote for the former president, prompting Trump to say the endorsement was unusual for an interaction framed as a journalistic interview. I've been doing this for years with people who really do like me, and even they stop short of what you did. I think it's ethical and smart, Trump said. He's like, why won't Brett Baer endorse me? Bro, Sean Hannity sucks Trump as hard as Aiden did. It's not like just because he doesn't openly say you have to vote for him doesn't mean that it's getting the same fucking point across. The video game streamer Aiden Ross just gave Trump a gold Rolex watch while interviewing him live at Mar-a-Lago. Ross is known for his extensive watch collection and for surprising fans with gifts of luxury watches. The New York Times trying to do like serious coverage over something that is so categorically unserious is amazing. It's like tripling down or quadrupling down on the content. Unlike the last time, I think the DNC is going to get Obama to come on Kai stream to promote Kamala. Maybe. Oh my God. So much is happening in the world that like RFK dumping a fucking dead bear in Central Park and then voluntarily revealing that information for no reason whatsoever didn't even like reach my my like I need to cover this story hurdle. Asked in a live stream interview today about the cause of the recent big declines in global stock markets, Trump appeared to blame immigrants, saying they're coming out of mental institutions and they're pouring into the United States and they're hurting and damaging our country. Many economists point to data that shows slowing growth in the American economy as the reason for the market downturn. Trump is sitting for a live interview right now with Aiden Ross, a 23-year-old internet personality and online streamer, during which he will most likely talk about his pitch to young people. According to some polls, Harris has made up ground with younger voters who were reluctant to support Biden before he dropped out. In a post on his social media site about the interview, Trump said that the American dream for young people was dead under the Biden administration. He was my neighbor on Point Doom. I got a cell number, lol. I'm tempted to... Okay, don't fucking say shit like that. No, don't do that. Aiden Ross, a video game streamer, has drawn controversy in the past for his ties to Andrew Tate, the former kickboxer and influencer who was indicted in Romania on human trafficking charges, accusations Tate denies, as well as to Kanye West. Ross arrived at Mar-a-Lago today in a Tesla Cybertruck decorated with the American flag with a ubiquitous photograph of defiant Trump with his fist raised that was taken moments after the assassination attempt against him in Pennsylvania last month. The Trump campaign is taking advantage of the downturn in global financial markets, pinning the responsibility on his opponent. Trump prosperity or the Kamala crash, Donald Trump wrote in all caps. Aiden just posted this pic. That don't make him look good, man. To be fair, not much does. I will vote for Biden after this awful stream. This part it will live in my mind permanently. Like, no memes. This right here, oh my God, dude. I'm just going to play this over and over again. I think, like, his hair flying in the wind. Beautiful, luscious locks. Luscious blonde locks. Why is he in a soy Marvel ass stance? How do people forget when he live streamed explicit porn content to an underage audience? It's not that they forgot. It's that they don't know. That's the point. New York Times and all these other fucking outlets have no idea what Aiden Ross is or what his background is or all the shit that he's done. The media will have a field day when they do look into it even a little bit, because right now they are covering the high notes. The high notes are he smelled Andrew Tate's seat. Okay. He doesn't know what a fascist ultranationalist is. Beyond that, like, they obviously will look into the background a little bit and be like, this is a guy who has had a bunch of fucking Nazis on his stream, shit like that. Fairness Doctrine was removed in 1987, not late 90s. The removal of the Fairness Doctrine in 1987 had a significant impact on the media landscape and its relationship to political campaigns, including the enforcement of the Fair Time Rule, also known as the Equal Time Rule. Sleeper agent Aiden Ross has been activated by Biden, going to destroy Trump's campaign. No, I'll say this much. I don't think that this is going to impact Donald Trump in like a super significant way, one way or the other. Because honestly, at this point, nothing moves the needle, dude. Come on. The president got fucking shot. Okay. Does X actually like Trump? Quite the arc. I don't know. I don't know if I think it's just content. Like, I don't think he cares about Trump one way or the other. I doubt that he likes Trump. I think he just liked the opportunity to be on stream with Trump. But I don't know. I mean, he's also Canadian. It doesn't really matter. So maybe he likes Trump. Maybe he's a fucking Trump supporter. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. Let's move on. So let's get back to let's finish this clip and then we'll get back to the Aiden Ross interview.
Benito Mazzulli and Giviante Gentile and Jason Stanley. Like, who the fuck are these people, bro? Never heard in my fucking life. What is an example of a fastest? Yo! All right, bro. See what I'm saying, chat? Like, this is why I don't fuck with y'all, bro. Like, dude, like, this is what the fuck I don't... Bro, I don't fuck with y'all, bro. I do not fuck with you guys.
Fat Kid for the win, 21. Thank you for the 20 community to get this up. Yeah! He's like, he knows Adolf Hitler, so he's like, yeah! Fascist! All right, let's keep going.
Talk to them and explain why it's very important as a first-time voter to go out and vote and why they should vote for you.
I'd love to do that, and I love having a young audience. This is young. I think you have some oldsters, too, because I also know some oldsters that are listening and watching. But
oh, my God. He's probably talking about Donald Trump Jr., bro. He's probably talking about his son. Oh, God. He's talking about Dana White and Donald Trump Jr., which is so sad. DJT, you are a sad man, dude. He probably likes Aiden more than he likes you, DJT.
But it's about the American dream. Right now, you don't have the American dream. We have a country that's not respected, a country that's being laughed at, a country that just a little while ago we're having a stock market explosion in a negative way as opposed to a positive way.
For the record, this is why you guys can't make fun of me when I have guests on. And one of the things I tell them is speaking to the mic, speaking to the mic, speaking to the mic. What is this? There's so many good highlights from this interview. Trump suggests avoiding Google and interview with gamer Aiden Ross. Yeah. You either have to constantly tell them speaking to the mic or you just have bad audio. One or the other. You know what I'm saying?
And that's been happening for quite a while. It's been simmering and really happening for quite a while. And we're going to make this country so strong and so great. And when you're ready for your job, you're going to get a great job, so you can make the kind of money this guy's making, maybe even more if that's possible. Right?
I'm trying to get like you, boss.
But you'll love your life and you'll be successful. And at a young age, it's really wonderful to think about the American dream. And with Kamala and Joe, I took him out. We had a debate, and the debate didn't go so well for him. And they sort of, what they did, it was really a coup of somebody. He had 14 million votes. He had it. And all of a sudden they went to him and they said, we don't want you running anymore. And it's sort of like a prize fight from my standpoint. Here, you're focused on this one man.
Right.
And all of a sudden you're fighting somebody else. But she's actually worse than he is. And you're starting to see that. I think people are going to see that it's going to be very evident. So go out. We want the American dream. We're going to give you the American dream. And you're going to be real happy. Thank you.
I have another question. And again, Mr. President, I'm not really fully into politics, but I'm getting there, and I do want to make this very clear as well.
I'm not fully into politics, but I'm getting there. The man says, as he's interviewing the former president with a "Make America Great Again" hat, Aiden Ross, in many respects, is a perfect representation of like a first-time right-wing voter. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't really know about all this politics stuff, but like, you're kind of funny. I think. I don't really know how to read, but hey, I just, I like what I see, sir.
It's on my mind. Back when I was I went to high school in California. Okay. Right. And a lot of the teachers were basically at the time, this is your first term. They were telling me how horrible of a person you are and all these things. And the teachers, you're not supposed to do that. It's inappropriate to have teachers, discuss politics in school. But it's becoming really normal for a lot of teachers, and you're a kid. When you're a kid, your brain is like a sponge.
That's true.
So I want to know what your thoughts on that. Kind of the corruption in the school system in a way. They're teaching some pretty bad stuff in there.
Aiden Ross is a perfect demonstration that like schooling has failed as an institution in its entirety in the United States of America, because like I said, this motherfucker's barely literate, bro. Barely literate. Like, it's like, yeah, the school failed you, Aiden. It is true. You know what I mean? I'm actually shocked. This right here is a child left behind. Okay. This fucking rocks. He hates it. Trump never wants to die. Such a funny gift to give the guy who wants to live forever. He's a big hunk of metal with a picture of you on it where you almost got your melon turned to red goo. Now you can think about that moment more than you do. No, I think he doesn't mind thinking about that. I think he thinks that photo is sick. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do think that he considers that photo to be like a pretty solid moment. No, that's a child they should have left behind. That's true. The No Child Left Behind policy was a failure for that reason, but like
it's been brainwashed.
No, we already ran this.
Brainwashed. They've learned from a long time. This is long before me. This liberal way, or now they call it progressive. They don't like the term liberal. You're not allowed to use that anymore, so I usually use it. But this liberal way that they have, and it's a bad thing for the country. We want to have borders. We want to have low taxes. We want to have great schools, really, great schools, so you can go and learn and be successful and have a wonderful life and all of that. But we want to have a good military so we can protect ourselves,
of course,
from some bad players. You got some bad players out there. And, it's interesting. During my 4 years, we had no war. Other than we had nothing. Everybody was afraid we're going to have wars.
It might be wallets. Yeah, dude. No, dude. We don't know yet. Okay, everybody fucking calm down. HarrisWalls.com. Like, calm down. Someone could have bought it. Okay, Calm down. We'll get there in a second.
And just the opposite.
We're watching two goats do their thing right now. Okay. How about you liberals? Okay. You just stick to your own game. Okay. We got two goats at their prime yapping. I just tuned in and I'm questioning my life already. This happened so fast. Like, I just don't know. Like, I didn't celebrate the biggest stream in history. This was not the biggest stream in history. Oh, that's awesome. It's even worse in this angle. No, I think the other angle's worse. Like, I'm sorry. This is objectively not normal. Okay. I don't think people in the Rust Belt that are just like tuning in and seeing what the fuck is going on are going to read this in a positive way. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think that this is like they make fun of Kamala Harris for being cringe and like doing weird dances or like laughing all the time. And then they turn around and do this, which is just so odd to me. Like, Obama would have done it. Yeah. Except if Obama would have done a similar thing, he wouldn't have done it with a dude who's like most famous for fucking sniffing Andrew Tate's seat. You know what I mean? Who like makes a living shilling crypto gambling casinos to his fucking young audience that he showed porn to one time deliberately. Like, that's an insane thing. Obama, I'm obviously hypercritical of Obama from the policy aspect. I've been very critical of Barack Obama's administration, but like, if there's one thing that he did have, he had fucking aura. He had Riz. He was a genuinely once in a lifetime level charismatic individual. And I've said it before, where Democrats are, you're so mad it's hilarious. Yeah, I'm so mad. I'm the most mad I've ever been. Right wingers genuinely hallucinate. And I don't think there's anything we can do about it as a society where like I can't shake this person's position. Like it's like worse than being a flat earther at this point. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. It's great content for me, but I'll never be able to get that guy to comprehend and read what he is seeing with his own two eyes, because he's not responding to like the actual shapes and colors on his screen. He's responding to his own hallucinations. It is a sad state of affairs that like there is a decent chunk of the population that basically don't care about what the truth is. Even if it's something objectively silly, like whether a Twitch streamer is mad or not mad, right? It's just gotten to a point where like people are just actively hallucinating in real time. It's basically like thinking that the iShowSpeed live stream that everybody fucking watched with multiple camera angles where he jumped over fucking two, like a Lamborghini and a McLaren, was actually fake still. It's like, bro, there are so many camera angles. Like, what the fuck are you saying? There's like random people filming it on the street. Like, how do you look at that and still go, nah, it's still fake? Like, I get it. It's a genuinely impressive feat of athleticism, but it's just like, it doesn't make sense. Like, how you're seeing it with your own two eyes. Like, what do you mean? In order to imagine a world in which this is actually like completely fucking in a world, if you want to imagine a world where it's like completely staged, it's so much harder to stage that. They faked the moon landing. They can fake a car jump, dude. Come on now. Okay, dude. You're right. Let's continue.
North Korea.
I gotta go. I'm gonna grab my drink real quick. I need to get my fucking Arizona iced tea, baby.
I remember Barack Obama was telling me, oh, the biggest problem we have is North Korea. I didn't have a problem with North Korea.
No.
Big nuclear presence. I didn't have a problem. The only war we had was already started long ago, and that was ISIS, and I defeated them in a very short amount of time.
I remember.
Very quickly. And we had no wars under the Trump administration, and that's a great thing. You know, that's a really great thing. It was, I think, 82 years since that's happened. And we won't have wars again, but we could have a war before we even get there. That's the problem. We have a number of months. We have 4 months, and the election's starting very soon, and I guess 5 months before you actually get in. And a lot of damage can be done in 5 months by incompetent people. We have very incompetent people right now. And I'm not saying that out of happiness. I'm saying that out of sadness, because our country's in tremendous danger, not only of stock market crashes or depressions or whatever it may be. It's a tremendous military danger. We have Israel's blowing up, the Middle East is blowing up, Russia's going wild with Ukraine, and things are out of control, and we have nobody that knows how to talk. We have nobody that knows. I was watching when Russia was thinking about going in, and they never would have done it with me. They never, and they didn't. But they never, after I got in, they started loading up the border. I thought he was doing it for negotiation purposes. And Biden said all of the wrong things, everything wrong. And ultimately they attacked, and they wouldn't have done that if I were president. So we got to get back in and get it straightened out.
Definitely.
We'll get that one worked out.
100%.
A lot of people dying.
Yeah, it's a lot of innocent lives being lost. You know, you had mentioned, you know, the stock market crashing. I don't know if you obviously, I saw the post you made on your app Truth. You know, what I just saw yesterday and the day before, you know, I'm in crypto and I'm in stocks myself, and I couldn't believe what's going on. You know, you have Japan, you have everybody just falling. And I want to ask you, you know, how do we basically get it back up and flowing and back up and running? And, you know, and what's causing this?
Well, right now you have no confidence. You have somebody that now is taking over from Biden because he just wants to stay in bed all day. He can't get up. He wants to stay in bed. It was a fraud. They tried to tell people he was competent. He knew what he was doing. And in the
By the way, for the record, I think that like Donald Trump appearing on this Aiden Ross stream, not getting a lot of views, is not necessarily just because like Kick as a platform is not exactly popular, or Aiden Ross doesn't have the same level of popularity, or Donald Trump doesn't have the same popularity he once had. I don't think it's all those factors. Those factors might play somewhat of a role, but in comparison to you know the Drew Kai-Cenat, in comparison to like the Drewski Kai-Cenat Kevin Hart stream getting like 700K versus this, which had I think at this point it had like 400K, and then at its peak I think it reached like 500K. The reason why I had less than those other streams is because people don't fuck with politics like that at the end of the day. I think that the ceiling for politics is much lower. The ceiling for politics is much lower than like the ceiling for celebrities. It's just the truth. This was only good for the novelty of it. It's not real content. The existence of a stream itself is the content. Yeah, I agree.
Debate, he was adjudged to be not so good.
Yeah.
But you can go back.
I like that. That's the most. This is a bit like this kind of proves the point that I was making early on, that like this won't have the same motion that you think it will, because like a lot of people's only care for this is that their goat Aiden is back, and they're like and the view counts are really high. Like they don't necessarily care about like any of the politics of it. And I, as a political commentator trying to have a conversation about the politics of it, they're like, don't talk about that. Let's talk about how you're actually undermining Aiden's view count or some shit. Those motherfuckers ain't voting, okay? They're not going to go out because they probably aren't even eligible to vote. Let's be real. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? They're in here to be like, no, I'm going to fucking fight in the trenches. Like, don't talk about the politics aspect. Who gives a shit about that?
4 years, too. You know, he campaigned from his basement. He didn't campaign. I said, where is this guy during COVID? They used COVID as an excuse not to let him talk.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a fraud, and everybody knew it, and they knew it strongly. And we're going to get it going again. We have to get it going again. It's they put us in a very bad position. The worst thing.
I think that's Felix right there. That's XQC right there fixing the mic.
Probably, I think, Aiden, 20 million people came into our country with open borders, and many come from prisons. And you can be a liberal, and your people can be, but coming from some of the meanest prisons all over the world, not just South America, from all over the world, from the Congo and Africa, they come from all over the world, they're coming, and they're releasing their prisoners into the United States. Now, you can be a liberal guy, you can be progressive as anybody in the world, and you can't think that's a positive thing. No. They're coming out of mental institutions, they're pouring into the United States, and they're hurting and damaging our country, and they're killing our people. And the crime rate with what you're talking about and what we're talking about, we call it migrant crime. It's a new form of crime, and it's a very violent crime. And it's going to take on proportions the likes of which this country has never seen before. And remember, these people are just getting accustomed.
These are people coming out of mental institutions, prisons and jails, and many terrorists. We're having record numbers of terrorists coming in. So I'm talking, I assume, mostly to a young audience, but a young audience, no matter where they're coming from, they can't be happy about this.
No, they can't. Jobs are being taken, a lot of crime. Fix that issue. What if I have...
Fuck you know about a job, bro? What the fuck? Jobs are being taken. Oh man, this is good.
Going to be born in another country and I want to come the right way. How would that work?
Well, that's what we want. We want people to come in, but they have to come in through a system, through a legal system. And one of the things that's unfair is we have hundreds of thousands of people that have applied to come in, and this administration doesn't talk to them.
Right.
But if they walk through the southern border, they have no problem getting in. I don't even know why they're doing this, but some people are waiting 10 years to come in, and they've studied, they learned all about the United States, about our Constitution, about everything, and they're not being let in, and we're allowing people to come in from really rough places, really bad places, and they come in through caravans, and these caravans have 10, 20, 30,000 people, and they're pouring through Mexico.
That's crazy.
And Mexico was great when I was there. They were helping us. I had stay in Mexico. You can imagine what that is. That means you have to stay in Mexico. You can't come into this country until we approve you. They gave it up.
Bro.
The average person, let's just say the annual salary is like 100 racks.
Okay, let's just say this. A lot of motherfuckers in the world will never get the chance to buy a Bugatti.
Right.
100%.
You're right. I know.
That's all I was saying.
Oh.
No, I wasn't like going into shit. I was just rebutting off what the fuck you said.
I thought you were going to go into it.
No, I wasn't going into nothing.
Oh, okay.
No, what were you saying though? You were saying some good shit though.
Okay, so the average salary is what, like $100,000? What?
Did you just hear this motherfucker?
What's the average salary?
Bro, probably like what, 20, 30K, bro?
No way.
Bro.
Shut the fuck up.
Are you fucking crazy?
It's 60K. It's damn. Ahmad clapped the person.
What's the average salary of a human?
No, the average salary, the annual average salary in the United States currently is 63. The median is lower. Obviously, it's like, and that's for the. I think that is. There's also household, for the record. So half that. We're talking annual, which I don't even think he was talking about household. Guys, there's a lot of inflation. Median is lower, take home is lower, half that if you want to know the individual salary as well. If we're talking about even younger people, then it's even lower than that. Ultimately, even on the highest number that I can give you, annual household, it's still, almost half of what he thought it was.
Bro.
And I don't think he's talking about household income. I don't think he knows what household income is. I think he probably thinks like one individual on average is making $100,000 a year.
30, 40K, bro. Are this nigga
What?
crazy?
Wait, it's really 40K?
Bro, that's what I say. Aiden, bro. See, that's what I say. You come from two. When I ain't gonna say what you came.
You mean the money your house makes? Yes, household income is different than individual income. Individual income is what you make. Take home pay is also different, obviously. Take home pay would then mean like after taxes. But household income implies that there is usually two parents that are both working, like in most circumstances. You think this is a move of desperation? Yes, I do think that this is a desperate attempt from the Trump campaign for sure. But then again, in 2016, he did go on Alex Jones. So, like, I think it could either be a move of desperation or it could be that he likes to hit every avenue he possibly can. Do you know what I mean? Because remember, like I said, when he was running for president in 2016, he went on Alex Jones's program. He just doesn't he'll do any media op, especially because he knows it'll be like a positive one. There's not going to be any contention here. There's not going to be like a debate. This is not going to be real journalism. Of course not.
Now they just walk right in. Wow. They had catch and release. We had catch and release. That's you catch a criminal and you release him into our country. I said, no. We catch a criminal and we release him into Mexico. I think you feel better about that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's one of those things. There's so many things. They are so bad. It's like amateur night. It's either amateur night or they want to destroy our country.
Right, right. Do you what do you think about what's going on in Venezuela? The whole situation out there.
Well, I know it very well. In Venezuela.
Before we get to the Venezuela thing, which the Kamala Harris campaign is using as a soundbite right now, I don't know if it's desperation or not, but like if you're asking what his angle is here, he has maxed out name recognition for virtually everyone, right? It's fucking Donald Trump. He had a lot of name recognition coming into the 2016 election, but he was an unknown outside entity. So that played a big role in winning over moderates who were like, I don't like the way things are going. I don't like the institution. I don't like the establishment. I'm going to go for the anti-establishment vote. I'm going to give Trump a try. 2020 was different because it was coming off the heels of 4 years of Donald Trump being president and people didn't like the chaos. Now that mentality has stuck. But at this point, people know who Trump is. And also on top of that, they know what it was like and how they felt under a Trump presidency. Now, having said that, there are young voters who were entirely too young to remember what a Trump presidency looked like, or they were, again, too young to like make an adequate assessment over it or whatever. So maybe in his mind, his campaign thinks this is how we capture the youth vote. It was one of the things that he said in this interview was towards the end, where he literally said, I'm going to do everything. They want to ban TikTok. I'm going to do everything to save TikTok. Most young people don't remember, but the notion of banning TikTok did not come to fruition under this administration. It originally started with Donald Trump. Donald Trump literally talked about banning TikTok. Now he's talking about saving TikTok. And I think that he's doing that because someone in his campaign is telling him, like, this is how you can potentially get name recognition and like positive approvals in a new audience that does not have, that did not pay close attention to your presidency because they were just too young, right? I think that's what it is. I think that's what they're hoping. Problem is, Bernie Sanders wasn't able to activate in a primary, which is different. Primary voters are going to be older in general. But like, there is no coherent and successful strategy of activating young voters. Young voters, the 18 to 35 demographic the 18 to 35 demographic does not overwhelmingly vote. It's usually around like at the most is like 27%, 30%, right? It's very, very difficult to get eligible voters from that age group, that age range to go out and vote. I don't know if, last time it happened in serious margins that actually changed the outcome of an election was, well, not even the outcome of an election, but like greatly helped was, I would say the Obama administration. I don't know if Donald Trump, I don't think personally that Donald Trump is going to be able to activate the youth vote in a similar way to Barack Obama when a lot of his opinions are directly directly at odds with what young voters are looking for. Turnout was quite high in 2020 and 2022 also. What was the voter turnout in 2022 for young vote? 2022 youth vote turnout. I think 2022 youth vote turnout was high. 2020 obviously is unique because 2020 had universal ballot, like mail-in ballots and universal registration. A lot of stuff happened during the pandemic that made it so that like obviously turnout was incredibly high. That's why Donald Trump got the most amount of votes that any Republicans ever gotten. And Joe Biden got the most amount of votes that anyone has ever gotten in American politics. So no, it wasn't fake voting. It was because people it was because of ease of access to voting. That was the reason. But if you look at the youth vote in 2022, where is it? Youth voter turnout, second highest in the last 3 decades. Yeah. Look at that, dude. 18 to 29, 27%. I was literally right on the dial. 27%. I gave you a number. I told you it was exactly that number. 27% of eligible voters between the ages of 18 and 29 cast a ballot. That is the second highest in midterm elections. If we're looking at the 2020 elections, which was different because of the maxed out voter turnout. I know explosions are happening in Iran. It's breaking. I'm not going to cover it yet. We will get more information and I will cover it. Okay. Half of the youth voted in 2020, an 11-point increase from 2016. Yeah, this was uniquely high. This was uniquely high because of ease of access to voting and COVID that made it so that there was ease of access in voting, which is the reason why the calculation was different. That's not going to work the same in a regular voting pattern where the Republicans have clamped down on, universal registration and mail-in ballots in general. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because, like, there's never been a super successful method. There's never been a super successful mechanism that has been able to, in the general election or in the primaries especially, that has been able to activate like a big chunk, a big margin. Yeah. Youth turnout in 2020, increase in youth turnout from 2016 to 2020. Sent absentee ballots, sent ballot applications, no excuse absentee voting, need an excuse to vote absentee. On average, youth turnout was as highest and the largest increase over 2016 in states that automatically mailed ballot to voters. My point is, the youth doesn't really vote. And I think Donald Trump is trying to go after audiences that he hasn't been able to capture before. And I think that comes from the fact that he sees the writing on the wall. He sees Kamala Harris not only catching up, but now beating him in certain battleground states in the polls, because the calculation is very different now. Okay? The calculation is very different now this time around when he's going up against Kamala Harris, who is a more vibrant, more dynamic candidate than Joe Biden. Joe Biden had a lot of haters. There was a concept called the double haters as a consequence of Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Obviously, Trump haters are the reason that Donald Trump lost. 67% of Biden voters were not voting for Biden, but instead voting against Donald Trump. What's wrong with that? Lots of presidents have been going for the youth vote before. I didn't say there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying I didn't say there's anything wrong with that. I'm just simply saying that it's not like it hasn't been a successful strategy thus far. Anyway, let's get back to Donald Trump talking about Venezuela now.
Venezuela is right now being run by a dictator. We were enemies with Venezuela. Venezuela was going to collapse, and people could have gone back to Venezuela. They're in our country now. They've released tremendous numbers of criminals into our country. If you look at Caracas, it was known for being a very dangerous city, and now it's very safe. In fact, the next interview we'll do it in Caracas, Venezuela, because it's safer than many of our cities after they've released their criminals into all of our cities.
Yeah.
And I'm kidding.
I know.
The reason I have to say that, because the fake news media knows that too, but they'll say, he suggested they go to Venezuela. They are so bad, it's hard to believe. But anyway, so Venezuela, their crime is down 72% because they've taken their criminal elements, which are large. It was a very dangerous place, especially Caracas and the different cities. And they've moved them into the United States of America. I know you're very happy. I know that your mother and father must be thrilled when they hear that.
Yeah.
Who happen to be here, I believe.
They are. They're right over there. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Are you thrilled with what they're doing? I don't think so. No. I don't think they're thrilled. I don't think so. So their crime rate is down 72%.
Right.
Because they're drug dealers, they're criminals, they're murderers, they're rapists. Everything's being moved into the United States.
One of the things that's like really interesting about him saying this is that, one, it's obviously not true. The idea that these Latin American countries are like dumping their prisoners into the United States of America is actually not true, but it is projection. It's true in the other direction. Fun fact, maybe not so fun fact, but we did that. We did that to El Salvador specifically. MS-13 is an American-born gang, is a Salvadoran gang that was born in the United States of America. The United States of America famously deported the MS-13 gang members to El Salvador without telling the El Salvadoran government that they were MS-13 gang members. So we did do that. The opposite of that has never really happened, though. That's not a real thing that happens at all. You're trending because all those Aiden Ross fans and engagement farmer account motherfuckers are tweeting about you. They're mad because you made fun of Aiden on Twitter. Yeah, I know. People say that my audience is sensitive, but there's nothing more sensitive than a right-winger fan base. Like, they literally lose their minds. And also, who cares? It's Twitter. Twitter is like a right-wing shithole at this point. But yeah, they'll be like, how did you not say incredibly nice things about my daddy? Yeah, right-wingers are fucking absolute snowflakes. They're weird as fuck, and they're huge, massive snowflakes. Like, they cry so much. As far as prove that it's not true, okay, really, really simple proof for this. If they were all criminals that were coming over the border, okay, there would probably be an increase of crime. Obviously, criminals have the capacity to reoffend, I suspect, or they're being phenomenally rehabilitated when they cross over the United States border illegally. Why am I saying that? Well, because undocumented migrants actually do less crime per capita than natural-born U.S. citizens. There is no empirical evidence. There's no data to suggest the exact opposite of this, even though the only amount of the only data that you can actually find on the matter simply just comes from right-wing hysteria. They just lie about it. They say undocumented migrants are doing rapes and crimes and blah, 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 when in fact, the actual data itself is the exact opposite. You might not have ever heard about it because no one really tackles the issue with truth. And I don't know how to describe it other than the fact that like it's just readily available out there. But obviously someone going, source, I made it the fuck up in my mind, somehow is more sticky and more salient of a talking point, especially because it's attached to like really emotion invoking and really gruesome stories in general. Because this doesn't mean that like undocumented migrants don't do any crimes. Of course they do. Human beings will do crimes. That is just a constant phenomena that occurs regardless of what their background is. But that's precisely the reason why you have to look at the data rather than just like look at anecdotes. For example, Donald Trump regularly claims that hundreds of thousands of Americans have been murdered by undocumented migrants over the past year. The actual number, according to Customs and Border Patrol, which is not exactly a cucked or woke institution at all, right? The actual number of migrant apprehensions for crimes, for homicide specifically, in the year 2024 is, I believe, 23. 23. So what's really interesting about that is that the right wing genuinely just focuses on every single unique and individual act of crime that was caused by an undocumented migrant. And they basically fucking turn around and churn media off of it nonstop. And it makes you think like everyone's getting murdered by fucking migrants. Not 23,000, 23, like 2, 3, 0, 2, 3. Okay? I'm not saying 23,000. Donald Trump says hundreds of thousands of migrant murders are happening. Where is it? For homicide manslaughter, 23 in 2024. In the fiscal year 2023, it was 29. This doesn't mean that these are like insignificant, right? This doesn't mean that like all those 23 lives are insignificant or anything like that. I'm not making that argument at all. But that's not how you look at data. That's not how you analyze policy. That is the reason why you would have to look at like when you are personally writing legislation, you have to look at the actual, impact. Yeah, compared total homicide number is over 50,000 every year. I don't know if it's 50,000, but it's high, right? America's a big country, a lot of homicides happening. They make up a minuscule percentage. Undocumented migrants do. But if you listen to Republicans and you don't actually look at, if you listen to Republicans and you don't actually look at the data itself, you would be led astray. You would think that the reality is very different. 21,000 reported homicide cases in the U.S. in 2022. Why don't the Dems counter message like you are? Because they're cowards and they're pussies and they're bad at their jobs. That's just it. Let's get back to this. the last aspect of the Venezuelan conversation that I wanted to talk about specifically in regards to Donald Trump is that for people that don't know, Donald Trump greatly increased the pressure on Venezuela by adding additional sanctions to Venezuela, sanctions that actually crippled the Venezuelan economy. I've covered this extensively. Jeff Stein over at Washington Post actually did phenomenal work on this issue alone. If you guys want to go read up on that, we read through the entire data. Venezuela's economy in peacetime basically crumbled in front of our eyes in a way that was worse than like Yemen's wartime economy collapsing, right? In a way that's worse than like historically wartime economies collapsing. So overall, he destroyed the Venezuelan economy. And simultaneously, while destroying the Venezuelan economy with sanctions, the administration also kept the temporary protected status applications for Venezuelan migrants specifically, because the Trump administration, much like Cuba, or the American government, much like Cuba, wanted to bring in like anti-government people into the United States of America, offer them citizenship, and then they could use that for political purposes later down the line, right? So a lot of the Venezuelans originally that were coming in were political adversaries of the Maduro government. They were right-wing, you know what I mean? They were like, oh yeah, fucking love America. Thank you for the TPS. I hate socialism. I hate Maduro, right? Not to say that Maduro is a socialist, obviously. If he is, not a very good one. But regardless, so those sanctions specifically increased the number of migrants that actually came into the country. And the American government was aware of it. Okay? And this happened under Trump, by the way. Like this greatly increased under Donald Trump. So a lot of the migrants that are still coming into the United States of America are actually escaping Venezuela due to the horrific conditions on the ground, Maduro's mismanagement of the economy, and also his authoritarian nature, for sure, as his power is waning over the Venezuelan population, plays a role in this as well. But a lot of the fucking people that are actually coming in as far as migrants are Venezuelan. This is the Migration Policy Institute, but yeah, the number of Venezuelan immigrants in the United States has nearly tripled since 2010, coinciding with a period of severe economic and political crisis that has resulted in the largest prolonged displacement event in the Americas. The 545,000 Venezuelan immigrants in the United States as of 2021, the most recent year for which the U.S. Bureau American Community Service Survey data is available, account for just a small share of the more than 7 million who have fled Venezuela since 2015. And if you look at it, in the 90s, it's 42,000, 2000s, 107,000, 2010, 184,000, 2021, from 2010 to 2021, this number skyrocketed to 545,000. So Donald Trump had a direct correlation, his actions and his sanctions specifically on Venezuela, paired up with the temporary protected status that Venezuelans were receiving on arrival, directly is the reason for why there are, so many Venezuelan migrants coming over the U.S. border. Now, I don't have an issue with this on principle, okay? I don't care. I think that America is the wealthiest nation on the planet, and it is a massive country. We have a shit ton of wealth here, and that personally, we have enough to legitimately document these people, process them, allow them to work in the United States of America. We are a nation built by migrants. Migrants are responsible for the reason why we are not experiencing rapid population decline in the same way that like a country like Japan is exhibiting genuine issues in terms of having a much, much older population. So I don't even have an issue with migrant populations coming into the United States of America. I think that our mishandling is responsible for any kind of shocks to the economy in terms of like our dealings with the migrant populations. But it is rather odd that he keeps talking about Venezuelans coming into the country or migrants coming into the country when they're coming to the country because you fucked over Venezuela. Like, what do you mean?
And soon they will have moved all of their criminals into the U.S. They won't have crime. So that's why I say we'll go to Venezuela for our next interview. Okay. It's a very serious problem. I mean, honestly, what they're doing to this country, they're destroying our country, Aiden. They're destroying stupid people. He's not a smart man. He wasn't smart 35 years ago. He wasn't smart 20 years ago. And now he's really not smart. No. And you saw that from the debate. I mean, he's really gone down the tubes. And she is, look, she couldn't even pass her law exam. She couldn't pass her bar exam. And I'm not saying that because I know other people didn't pass their bar exam, but she thought she'd never be able to pass it. And this is who we have running our country. It's a shame. She's ultra-left, ultra-radical. I just see where 99 vicious terrorists, when she was, I guess, Attorney General, because she was Attorney General in California, she destroyed California. Her policies have destroyed California. Her policies, when she was the district attorney, have destroyed San Francisco. San Francisco was the best city in our country 20 years ago, and now it's not even, frankly, it's not even livable. We have to bring our cities back. We're going to have to focus on bringing our cities back.
It's actually really sad. You know, I lived in California for a long time. Even Los Angeles, it's not safe. It's not safe. Everyone I know that lives in multi-million-dollar homes that do what I do, content, they're getting robbed. They're getting robbed. The police don't really they're not active out there as they are in some other states, and it's really sad. And I agree. I saw a video in San Francisco where people just walk into a Louis Vuitton and an Apple store and just loot, and leave like nothing ever happened. It's crazy.
They loot, and not only that, they have like $1,000 or $1,500, where she started, where she won't even prosecute if it's less than $1,500.
So this in and of itself is also another. This in and of itself is also another falsehood. But again, just like with the immigration panic, the crime panic is also completely fucking exaggerated. People will always say it's a problem, you're wrong, blah blah blah. Like, I don't believe you. It's happening all the time. Crime is a constant in cities. It is born out of economic inequality. If you want to tackle crime, you have to tackle the underlying reasons why crime happens. But as far as like retail crime goes, that was so unimaginably blown out of proportion. There's a term for it among retailers. It's called shrink. Okay. And the Walgreens CEO or CFO, sorry, openly admitted that they lied about the crime numbers leading to like the retail theft numbers leading to them closing up shop in San Francisco and whatnot. Obviously people saw the first post, but they didn't see the fucking correction years later, right? And crime across the board has consistently gone down. The one aspect of crime that was actually higher in the immediate post-COVID bump was homicides. That's also gone down, and it's actually adjusted back to like historic lows. Okay, so that's another thing that you have to consider. So overall, crime is going down in this country, but Republicans are regularly claiming, or were regularly claiming, they don't do it as much anymore, that crime is completely out of control. I said this at the time. I was right about it. A lot of people yelled at me back then, and they said, you're fucking wrong. And you're just like objectively lying. But I suspected at the time that the real reason why they were shutting down Walgreens locations was because brick and mortar retail is too expensive. They can't outcompete the big companies like Amazon. And this is something that I have consistently talked about. But it doesn't matter. Like, it's still a salient talking point in the minds of people that don't personally care about the truth and are just misguided by the media in general. Also, not only is the crime panic built around a falsehood, they also, like, voters didn't necessarily buy into it in 2020 as well. The crime panic narratives actually failed in the 2020 midterm elections. The trans panic narratives actually failed big time in the 2022 midterm elections as well. Ultimately, these like hyper focus on these issues negatively polarized people against the Republican Party, and ultimately led to Democrats actually losing ground in areas where they leaned into the crime shit. okay, like New York specifically, but, you know, it caused Republicans to lose overall elsewhere. So let's continue.
$100.
Wow.
So you see these people go in with like calculators and they're adding the stuff that they're stealing because they won't be prosecuted. So that if they get nabbed, they say, no, it's less than whatever it is, $1,000.
Right.
And she started the concept of that, and it's now spreading. Our country, we need strong leadership. We didn't have stuff like this. You know, when you look at what's happened to this country and you look at other countries, crime rates all over the world are down. You know why? Because they're all dumping their bad people, their prisoners, and all of the people that are bad. They're not only, I mean,
like, this doesn't make any sense when you look at the actual data, right? Because, like, crime across the board is down in the United States of America, right? Crime across the board is down in the United States of America. So if that's the case, then and migrants have increased, migrant populations have increased, then like they're not responsible for extra crime. They're responsible for crime going down. Now, obviously, that's not an argument that I'm going to be making at all, but like it doesn't even make sense. He's trying to say more migrants are coming in and they're all criminals, except crime is down. So how does that work?
I mean, not only the people on the streets, the people that are in jails. You know what they save by doing that? But they're dumping their prisoners and their criminal elements. They're dumping them into the United States of America. And our crime is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof. And, you know.
That's why he also plays fast and loose with the, that's why he plays fast and loose with the data as well, where he turns around and will say like, well, it's going to go up. It's going to go up. It's like, because he, you know, because it's not up.
If we win, and I hope we win, we should win. We seem to be winning, and you know you can't even imagine that anybody would want these. This has nothing to do with me. Who would want these people? But can you imagine? They're just getting comfortable now, and they're criminals. So they're sort of laying low a little bit now because they're not comfortable. But soon they'll be comfortable, and they'll find that our police they're great.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to do their job. They're not allowed to be strong, and they could do their job if they were let. But if they do their job, they have their pension knocked out, they have their car taken away, their family taken away, their house taken away, everything's taken away, and they lose their job. It's a very rough thing being a policeman today, I'll tell you. But they could do their job. We're going to have to let them do their job. We have a crime-infested nation.
I also don't think that this is like a good, reliable, positive narrative to get people invested in like, especially young people, to get invested into like voting.
We're a drug-addicted nation, and we're a crime-infested nation. Other than that, we're doing quite well.
Yeah. I want to move topics a little bit here. You know, I saw, I'm unfamiliar with exactly what it was called. You were speaking on stage with 3 other women, and you just got ambushed. They were late, and not a hi, hello, how are you? Just straight into it, just straight trying to rip you apart. And I think you handled it pretty well, but I wanted to ask you a question, like, why do you think, like, they just straight up do that for you, but then they're going to ask the other side, oh, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
That's right. Well, I did this as a favor. This was the black journalists. The room had maybe 2,000. They said 2,000. It looked more like 1,000 to me, but whatever it was packed.
Yeah.
And I did it because I thought it was a good thing to do. And they had a journalist, I didn't know who she was, but she was nasty. She was a terrible person. And I walk in, and instead of saying, hello, thank you very much for doing this, they also said, Kamala's going to do it. But then Kamala said, she wants to do it because she can't talk to people. She can't answer questions. She hasn't done one interview. You know, she's not doing any interviews.
Yeah.
Because if she did one interview where a hard question's asked, she's incapable of answering it. But I walk in, and this woman starts talking about
Kamala.
She talked about, let's get rid of the elephant in the room. And she starts talking about racism and everything. I said, you didn't even say hello to me. And I'm doing them a favor by doing this. I'm doing this out of respect to the black community. And we're getting record numbers, as you know, in the black community. And she came across, you know, she's with ABC Fake News, which is one of the worst. ABC is one of the worst.
Right.
And she is horrible. So she was very nasty. Harris Faulkner was there. She was excellent. The other person I didn't know, she was okay. I wouldn't say she was great, but she was okay. But I did it, and it was quite a sensation. Actually, a lot of people think it was well handled. The woman was so rude.
So rude.
That, it's hard to believe. You can walk into a thing, and I do him a favor, and I do this. Most people said, why are you doing it? I feel I have an obligation to do it. I want to look you become the president for all of the people, not for a certain segment.
2024 national general election among age 18 and 29. Harris is 56%, up 30 points on Donald Trump, who's at 26%. The Zoomers Kennedy's at 11%. The Zoomers are all right. No, they're not. Also, what do you mean fuck every RFK voter? Are you stupid? Dog. Those are Trump voters that are voting for RFK. What do you mean? Hey man, let him cook. If you're like a aggro Democratic Party loyalist, dick rider, whatever, okay, you should be excited. That's great. That's great for you. They're taking, he's eating at his base.
Correct.
Not even for just my, they talk about my base, it's a very big base, but you become president for all of the people. So I feel you have an obligation to do that. Now, she's not doing anything. She's not doing any interviews because I don't believe she's capable. She starts, I don't know, she's strange. The whole thing is strange. Let's put it this way. Our country's in big trouble.
Yeah. I spoke to your son, Don Jr., when I met you in Doral.
Right.
I spoke to Don Jr. a little bit. He said, man, I feel for the young generation. You guys are look at this. Like, look what's going on here. Like, it's like you need these next 4 years. If not, he's like, I don't know how well the country's going to do after these 4 years.
I don't think it survives.
Hold on.
I really don't.
Damn.
Look, we're going to have 20 million people in by the time this election takes place. 20 million people. That's bigger than New York State. Many of those people are people that you should not have, and we're all for everything, all men are created equal, as the expression goes. Right?
Of course.
And now today they say all men and women are created equal. When
Yeah.
they wrote that, it was a slightly different time. Today, it's that alone is a politically incorrect statement.
Yeah, it is.
So all men and
It
women
is.
are created equal, everything. But the fact is, when you're dumping all of these criminals and all of these drug dealers, all of these people into our country, you're really hurting our country badly. And it has to be, we have to take very strong measures.
We definitely do. We definitely do. Moving to the next. Oh,
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know they were allowed to applaud. That's
yeah, they're allowed to applaud. You guys can keep applauding.
all right. That's common sense, right? It is about common sense. I mentioned that term because whether you're conservative, liberal, it's all about common sense.
It is.
You want to have good education. You want to have borders. You want to have low interest rates, be able to buy a house. You want to, so many different things. But you got to have common sense. And we're run by people.
So the common sense narrative, we've caught up. This is like literally all of the parts that I missed in my react. The common sense narrative is like a very, very solid, reliable narrative for the Republican Party, even though it's not correct. Obviously, it's pretty fucking ridiculous to claim that like the Republican Party is advocating for common sense or whatever. But having said all of that, it is the most salient narrative that the Republican Party has relied on for quite some time. The difference, however, is that like the greatest counter to that, the most effective counter to that has been to basically point to all of the moments where they just say like unhinged shit or hyper focus on unhinged shit. Like when they when they were like running around claiming that like a cis woman boxing another cis woman that was brolic was actually a trans woman and actually a man as a consequence of being a trans woman. Like when they were doing that shit, like that kind of stuff does not play super well to a broader audience. This audience is in the pocket, right? Obviously, you have your own personal base of support, and Trump certainly has a lot of diehard loyalists, whereas Democrats rarely ever have like the same level of diehard loyalty demonstrated to an individual usually. That's why when you see people at Trump rallies, when you see people at, when you see people that, visit or attend the RNC and you see them respond super positively and super loudly to like, Trump talking about trans people in sports or whatever, that's not indicative of the broader electorate. The broader electorate cares about more money in their pockets, pocketbook issues, kitchen table issues, right? They give a shit about like the fucking potholes not being fixed. They give a shit about inflation. They give a shit about the economy. They give a shit about, you know, how expensive it is to take care of their children, right? Ultimately, hyper focusing on this kind of stuff rather than how you're going to fix those other problems is going to unironically cut away at your base. Like your cultish supporters are locked in no matter what you say. They're locked in no matter what you say. Those guys that go to the fucking rallies, they're locked in. Doesn't matter. They love when Trump is like talking about trans people. They love when Trump is talking about like how every fucking immigrant is a rapist, drug dealer, murderer, or whatever. Anyway.
And you know, just a little thing. When I started campaigning almost like 8 years ago, I talked about Merry Christmas. We should have Merry Christmas again. Let's bring back Merry Christmas. Just, you weren't allowed to say Merry Christmas. I got it back. Yeah.
It's a nice crowd, huh?
Even if you're Jewish, they like to say Merry Christmas. Every one of my Jewish friends say, we love Merry Christmas.
I'm Jewish. I love Merry Christmas.
Good. And you know, Kamala doesn't, though. Kamala,
she doesn't like it?
She doesn't want you to use Merry Christmas.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. Like, that's true. It's like, who the fuck legitimately thinks that? Like, who actually legitimately thinks that? Like, that the Democrats have... Like, that is just a base pick, okay? You're saying that specifically because you want to appeal to your base, like the weirdest segment of like evangelicals who legitimately think that like the Democrats want to do a war on Christmas. That's it. Like most people don't fucking think that that is a real thing because it's not a real thing. It's just made up. The fuck? The idea that like people are like taking Christmas away is so dumb. Everybody enjoys Christmas, man. I'm Muslim. I love Christmas. Christmas is dope. It's true, though. They don't say it anymore. Oh, my God. Fox News and right-wing commentary has caused irreparable harm to this country's brain, okay? Like, our collective IQ points drop so dramatically. It's just so stupid. And it's a talking point that has been around for so long. I mean, there is the famous... there is the famous debate between Sam Cedar and like right-wingers on debating the war on Christmas from like fucking 20 years ago at this point. Anyway, we're not going to cover this 53-minute video from H Bomber Guy. The war on Christmas is a complete fabrication of the right.
Shopping on Amazon.
This year's list was handily provided to Bill by the American Family Association. The AFA website. Is this okay? Should I post it? Looking for some kind of approval with an anxious look on his face. And it's a tweet petulantly quoting Storm. All isn't local halal.
It's just so dumb. Yeah, I mean, I reacted to it, but it's from years ago.
Different religions, different ethnicities, and trying to become more of one.
As you can see, I'm wearing a Christmas sweater in this video in my reaction
versus,
as well.
Being segregated.
Yeah, well, Kara, I mean, listen, I would like Bob to tell me who is the person who has been offended by someone saying Merry Christmas to them. I've never met that person. I don't celebrate Christmas. But if someone says Merry Christmas to me, and I either think, well, it's a little bit odd. It's like me saying happy birthday to you on my birthday. But, you know, no one cares. But I'll tell you.
Oh, this is true. Oh, my God. He's like devastated, dude. Look at his fucking face. Like,
is a radical socialist. As we wage the war on Christmas on our radio show, News Corp, Fox News, those people who have started this entire war on Christmas meme, fake war, they're having a holiday party. President Bush saying happy holidays. Tokyo Rose, Laura Bush, saying happy holidays to her dogs in the video. I'm sure you've seen it. I mean, these are the things that we should be talking about when we are waging this war in Iraq, We should be equating it to the war on Christmas. What else would Bob Knight have an opportunity to do? How else would he get on television if he wasn't pretending to be attacked? You know, this.
Yeah. So Republicans have been weird for a very long time. Republicans have been weird for forever, right? Like, it's their hyper focus on culture war narratives that is weird overall. There's not really much else to talk about other than that in terms of like the weirdo behavior. They've greatly accelerated the weirdo shit, especially under Donald Trump, because it was like a really reliable narrative coming from Donald Trump, but no one else can recreate it. Aiden Ross fans are being so weird. Yeah, dude, I know. He did give me content, and I do appreciate him for it. I don't know why they don't understand. Like, they went from Hasan is so mad and so angry to being like Hasan should respect Aiden Ross as his daddy or something. I don't know. They're just angry, bro. I mean, you don't get to that level of like right-wing brain worms unless you're just like really angry at the fucking world, and they're just like looking to redirect that anger to anything and everything, you know? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I hope they get better. I hope they go outside. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course I'm not going to respect you, and I'm not going to respect your favorite content creator. He's done nothing worthy of my respect. Why do you place so much emphasis on getting respect from me? You know what I mean? I wish they would just like stick to their own lane, which is just, you know, clip farming or whatever. Just be normal. And yes, we are going to talk about Bangladesh as well.